Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream as the fourth round FA Cup fixtures are already well underway for this Saturday lunchtime kickoff. We have one of the biggest David and Goliath stories left in the FA Cup as Ipswich Town of the Championship take on Maidstone United of the National League South, which is the sixth tier of English football. Maidstone currently sit 98 places below Ipswich, who are second in the Championship, but alongside their heroic FA Cup run, Maidstone are currently fourth in the league, looking to finish in those playoff spots come the end of the season. For Kieran McKenna and Ipswich, they come into this game after a dramatic 1-1 draw at the King Power Stadium, where an 89th minute equaliser from Loney Jeremy Sarmiento snatched a point against top of the table Leicester. Maidstone's most recent game was a 1-1 home draw to Braintree, but Maidstone's current form in the league is 4 wins from 10, but that is 0 wins from their last 5 away from home. The Stones have already played 6 FA Cup games when their campaign started back in mid-September to Steyning Town, which was played in front of 1,135 fans. This is the first ever meeting between Ipswich and Maidstone, and which team will be the one to progress to the 5th round of the FA Cup. What a huge, momentous day for Maidstone. It is their debut in the FA Cup 4th round, and imagine if they could make it to the 5th. That would be absolutely incredible. But they've got quite the task on their hands, coming to Ipswich, Portman Road. Like I say, their second round qualifying game in the FA Cup against Steyning Town. Just over 1,000 supporters. Portman Road could hold up to just under 30,000. So it's going to be a huge difference to what they usually play in front of. Apparently there is 4,000 Maidstone fans travelling. It's a 5-hour round trip for the Maidstone supporters, and their manager George Elokobi has said in his press conference yesterday that we are taking 4,000 with us, and I'm sure we're going to hear them. They're going to give us the extra boost that will be needed, and I'm sure they will need every little ounce of energy they can get from anywhere in this stadium. These Maidstone United players, such a big pitch. It's going to be a game where they're not going to have a lot of the ball, and they'll need those supporters in their full voice throughout the entire game to give them any chance of progressing and doing one of the biggest upsets in FA Cup history by far. It is a game that these Maidstone players, for me personally, there will be nerves, of course, but they've really got nothing to lose. So if they can try as best as possible to come into this game just with a bit more of a freeing feeling, just knowing that they're not expected to win, they're not expected to draw. In all honesty, they're probably expected to get beat by quite a heavy amount. So if they can almost take it in their stride and just play with a little bit more freedom and just understand as long as they work hard, they can give themselves as best chance possible, then we could get a decent FA Cup tie here. Obviously, it goes without saying that Ipswich are huge favourites. They beat Wimbledon of League Two away from home in the 3rd round. And just quite the difference. Maidstone having to play 6 games already, and Ipswich have only had to play the one to get to the 4th round already. If you are new, make sure you do like and subscribe. Kickoff is just under 7 minutes away, but there is 97 places between the two sides. Maidstone are 98 places below them. But in between Ipswich and Maidstone, it is 97 positions from the 2nd tier all the way down to the 6th tier. I've got my fingers crossed. I am a neutral commentator. Whoever wins, wins. But what a story we could have on our hands if Maidstone can try and force, imagine even a replay or anything, or even if they score, maybe go 1-0 up, because who knows what could happen. Maidstone get an early set piece. Anything can happen. But if we're going to think about it realistically, we do know that this is going to be a mammoth task for Maidstone, but they're going to give it all they've got. The recent FA Cup form has led them to dip a little bit in the league. They're now down to 4th. They were 2nd for quite a bit of time, below Yeovil Town, who are top of the National League South by a lot of points at the moment. They're currently 15 points off Yeovil, who are top. But just to kind of reiterate in terms of the crowd difference as well, Ipswich's attendance at home on average this season is just over 28,800. And the last game that Maidstone played at home, they were in front of 4,000 supporters against Stevenage. So, and it does look like a decently sold out Ipswich Town Stadium at Portman Road today, which is good to see as well, despite it being on TV and all of that. But those 4,000 Maidstone supporters on the far side of the ground, it's just a great day out for them, to get them on TV as well, to get them the money that will bring, which will hopefully help their season, help their push onto bigger and greater things, maybe try and get themselves back in the National League, because Maidstone were relegated last season, bottom of the National League, only winning 5 of their 46 games. It was quite a torrid season last year, but they're back high up in the table. Yes, it's the league below, but they're high in the table in 4th. They're in the 4th round of the FA Cup. So what a season they have had so far. Hello everyone who is here. I'm going to go through lineups now. You can see them on the screen, but I'll just go through them in a little bit more detail, because some of you might not be aware of some of these Maidstone players, because obviously, in all fairness, I didn't know any of them before. I didn't know many of them before this game, but we will start with the home side, and that is Ipswich Town. And in goal is their current backup goalkeeper of Christian Walton, who missed the start of the season and the back end missed the start of the season due to a foot injury. He's making his 3rd appearance of the season. So far, he did play in that 3rd round game against Wimbledon. The back 4, right back, is going to be Dominic Ball, who's making only his 14th appearance of the season. He made a late substitute appearance in the last round against Wimbledon. Left back is going to be Cameron Humphreys, who can also play in the centre of midfield, but has been utilised at left back for this season. He is an academy product from Ipswich Town. 2 centre backs of Axel Tuanzebe, who was brought in on a free after being released from United in September of last year. He played alongside George Edmondson, who was signed 2.5 years ago from Rangers for around £1 million. 2 holding midfielders, one a new signing this summer from Peterborough, and that was Jack Taylor. And alongside him is going to be today's captain for Ipswich, and that is Sam Morsey. He played the full 90 minutes in the last round against Wimbledon. 3 behind the striker on the right is going to be Sonny Aluko, who's only making his 7th appearance of the season. He was also a late substitute in the game against Wimbledon. On the left is their new signing from Brighton on loan till the end of the season. That is Jeremy Sarmiento, who got the goal at Leicester on Monday night to give them that 1-1 draw to put them back into 2nd place in the Championship. In the centre attacking midfield role is going to be another loanee from Chelsea, and that is Amari Hutchinson. He has got the 2 goals so far this season in the Championship, 1 in the League Cup, and he's yet to score so far this season in the FA Cup. And leading the line up front, it's going to be number 33, Nathan Broadhead, who's only got 1 goal in his last 9 that he's played in the Championship, but he did provide an assist in the 3rd round against Wimbledon. For Maidstone, their starting 11, it's Lucas Covalan in goal, signed on a free from League One Port Vale in the summer. He is Brazilian, and he moved to England to continue his footballing career in 2016. It's going to be a back 5 of Gavin Hoyt, the captain at right wing back, formerly of Arsenal's academy. 3 centre halves of George Fowler, formerly of Ipswich's academy for 7 years, did make 1 senior appearance for them in the League Cup back in August 2017. Sam Bowen, number 15, he's Irish. He played in Ireland for 6 years before moving back to England to join Maidstone in January of 2023. Alongside him is another loanee from Leicester, and that is Paul Appiah, 21 years of age, also spent a stint on loan. He's also come through the Chelsea and Aston Villa academy. Left wing back is going to be Cyprus international, and that is Harry Kyprianou, who's made 5 under-21 appearances for Cyprus back in 2018. 3 in the midfield, the match winner in their 3rd round game against Stevenage from the penalty spot, and that is Sam Corn. Alongside him is going to be Jacob Berkeley Agipong, who signed in December of 2023 from Havant and Waterlooville. Alongside them is going to be another new signing brought in the summer, and that is Liam Soul. He's got the 1 goal so far this season in the National League South, and that came back in September against Weymouth. And then 2 strikers, number 10, Lamar Reynolds, who's yet to score this season so far in the FA Cup, but he has started 3 of the FA Cup games so far, 1 of them against Stevenage in the 3rd round. And alongside him is a new signing brought in 4 days ago, and that is Manny Duku, Dutch 6'2" striker, signed from the Gibraltar League, signed from Manchester 62. He has got the 1 appearance so far, and it came off the bench in their last game at home to Braintree. He is 31 years old, and he has previously played in England before. He has got 4 FA Cup appearances, 1 goal, and that came for York, and that is in the FA Cup proper from the 1st round onwards. They're the 2 starting 11s for both sides. We are about to get underway here at Portman Road. What a momentous occasion for Maidstone. Can they cause one of the biggest upsets in FA Cup history? We're about to find out They've had to play 5 games to get here, beating the likes of Steyning Town, Winchester City, Torquay United, Cheshire United, Barrow and Stevenage. And here they are to face Ipswich in the 4th round. So this is their 7th game in the FA Cup. Sorry, miscount there. 7th game in the FA Cup. That is absolutely ridiculous. As it is, today's referee is Anthony Taylor, who is, of course, usually known as a Premier League referee. As he takes charge of this one, he has refereed an FA Cup final once before, Anthony Taylor, and that was back in 2017 as Arsenal beat Chelsea by 2-1. But there is the Maidstone United manager, George Elokobi, who took caretaker charge in January 2023, was made the permanent manager in the March, and he has got them into the playoff spots in the National League South. He has got them to the FA Cup 4th round, where they take on Championship Ipswich, who are aiming for the Premier League for next season. Can they cause an upset, or will Ipswich do the business which they are expected to do? We'll have to wait and see, but this will be no easy game for Ipswich, because Maidstone will give everything they've got. Will that be enough? We'll wait and see. But it'll be Ipswich to kick us off, kicking left to right. Maidstone right to left here at Portman Road. Ipswich against Maidstone. And it'll be Sonny Aluko to kick us off when we get the referee's whistle, which we've got. Aluko goes back to Tuanzebe. Diagonal ball out to the left-hand side. Header away there for Maidstone by George Fowler, the centre-back. Straight to the halfway line for George Edmondson for Ipswich, who will send a high ball over the top. Header won again by number 6 this time, Paul Appiah, on loan from Leicester. And he drops here to right centre-back of George Fowler. Goes down the line, deflects off Sarmiento. Berkeley Agyapong. Back it goes and forward now up towards the striking partner there up front for Maidstone. Can't quite make it stick. They're aiming for the likes of Lamar Reynolds and Manny Duku, who's going to be the one to aim for, really, because he's around 6'2". He's probably the taller striker out of the two they've got. But this will obviously be the pattern of the game for the majority. Ipswich on the ball and Maidstone having to do a lot of defending, a lot of concentrating, as in the centre circle is Axel Tuanzebe on the ball. It's out to the far side here to left back Cameron Humphreys, who's just midway side the Maidstone half. He goes back here into number 4, George Edmondson, born in Manchester, came through Oldham before moving to Rangers and now at Ipswich. It's with Humphreys again, the left back. Just keeping the ball here, going back to Edmondson, and now the furthest back for Ipswich, and that is Tuanzebe. Curling it out to the right-hand side here to Amari Hutchinson on loan from Chelsea. Goes back here into number 12, Dominic Ball. It's now with Tuanzebe again, the former Manchester United centre-back, playing it forward here to Aluko. Now into Hutchinson again. Tries to get into his left foot. Just about keeps it away from the 2 Maidstone defenders trying to press him. It's now Hutchinson again on this near side in the final third. Again onto his left foot, crossing the ball to the far post, where he'll reach Broadhead, who gets the shot off at goal, and the last touch comes off the Ipswich man, and that should be a goal kick, I believe. Good ball in there from Hutchinson, not being closed down quick enough there by, I think it was number 16, Liam Soul. It was actually number 10, Lamar Reynolds, and the ball went into the far post. It was actually kept in by Humphreys, who then found the striker of Broadhead, who poked it towards the near post. It came off George Fowler, the Maidstone defender, then back off Broadhead, which allowed the ball to roll out for a goal kick. Positive start for Ipswich, who have only made the 5th round once this century, back in the 2006-2007 season, where they beat Swansea to progress through. So they haven't had a lot of deep runs in the FA Cup in recent history. Ipswich Town, who have won the FA Cup once back in 1978 against Arsenal. As it is Ipswich to come forward again, down the line to Sarmiento, towards the corner flag on the far side. He's 1-on-1 with Fowler. Bit of footwork from Sarmiento, who will work across in. Broadhead controls it. Can't quite drop there for Taylor, but it will fall to the edge of the box to Morsey. Through to Aluko, out to the right to Hutchinson. Squares the ball. It's well deflected away there by Corn. And it'll be brought down here on the left-hand side by Reynolds, who can't get around there. Can't get around number 12, Dominic Ball. And that'll be Ipswich back in possession again. Looking for the free kick there, the striker, Lamar Reynolds, who's doing a bit of defensive work there. It looks like they're a 5-4-1 Maidstone, with Lamar Reynolds playing in a left midfield position, and they're leaving Manny Duku up front on his own. As this will be the main pattern of the game, as I mentioned before. It'll be a lot of Ipswich on the ball and Maidstone just having to sit back and defend and maybe try and counter-attack if they can possibly. As it is with Morsey. It's now with the right back Ball, who's looking for that switch out to the left-hand side. He'll try it. It's in the area towards Broadhead. It's nodded down to the edge of the box, cleared away by Corn. It'll be chased down here for Maidstone, but it'll be collected easily there by Edmondson. And it's now with Tuanzebe for Ipswich into number 14, Jack Taylor. Signed in the summer for £1.5 million from Peterborough. Just the 3 starts for him in the Championship. As it's Broadhead into Taylor, through to Sarmiento. From afar, he's gonna let fly, deflects off the post. Hutchinson on the rebound, saved by Coverland, and cleared eventually for Maidstone. They've really got their backs against the walls, and they've just survived the biggest scare of them all so far. A shot crashing off the post there from Sarmiento, who had a shot from around 25 yards out. He took it on early towards the far corner. He beat Coverland in the Maidstone goal, but the ball deflected out to Hutchinson, who had his shot saved, and eventually it was cleared. And don't want to be a bad omen for Maidstone, but it does look like it's only a matter of time until that first goal drops in for Ipswich. As again, it is the home side on the ball with Morsey. Lifts it out to the left-hand side here to Humphreys. Back into Edmondson again. Taylor, Sarmiento, dummies it for Humphreys, who will then get the cross in. Touched down by Broadhead, tackled there by Appiah. Only as far as Ball, who nods it forward to Hutchinson in the right wing position. Goes backwards here into Tuanzebe, now into the midfield to Morsey. He's looking for that ball in the box again, towards Humphreys. Header away though in the end by Hoyt, the Maidstone captain. And Sol will play it down the right-hand side. He's going to look for Duku. Can't get there ahead of Morsey, who touches the ball out of play for a Maidstone throw-in just inside the Ipswich half on the halfway line, which is on the far side, which is good for Maidstone, getting a minute or two maybe inside the Ipswich half, as we were very close to conceding there through Jeremy Sarmiento, who's looking for back-to-back goals for his new club Ipswich on loan from Brighton. As it's Maidstone on the ball inside their own half here with Cipriano. Deflected ball down the line. Headed on by Reynolds. Controlled by Ball. And he goes all the way back to George Edmondson. Midway side his own half for Ipswich. Obviously they are going to struggle to keep the ball today, Maidstone. Because the quality of players they've got obviously don't quite match up to the ones of Ipswich. As it's on this far side with Cameron Humphreys. Driving inside in towards a central midfield position. And lays it off here into Sam Morsey. Egyptian central midfielder. 32 years of age now, Sam Morsey. Just the 1 goal for him in the FA Cup previously. Sorry, 2 goals in the FA Cup for him previously in 30 appearances. As on the right-hand side here, Sam Hutchinson just dribbles the ball out of play. And there'll be a Maidstone goal kick. There is the manager once again, George Elokobi, who played his football most famously for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Won 2 league titles with them. A championship in 2009 and a League One title in 2014, where he ended up retiring in May of 2022, where he joined Maidstone as the assistant before taking caretaker charge in January of last year, until being permanent manager in the March, as the goalkeeper Coverland kicks it up forward towards Reynolds, headed won by Morsey, and he'll drop out to the right back here, Ball inside the Ipswich half. But yeah, Ipswich have lost 9 of their last 10 fourth round ties, which is a pretty horrid record, really. This is probably a tie that they would have wanted the most, getting the lowest ranked team at home. You know, if they were playing away from home, it might be a bit of a different story, bit more of a challenge for Ipswich. It's Hutchinson on the edge of the area, works onto his left foot and shoots. It's deflected off the other post this time, poked away by Fowler, picked up by Edmondson in the box, who will let fly himself, and it deflects wide of the far post. But the referee is given a goal kick. Hutchinson with that strike. It came off the arm of number 6, Paul Appiah, it looked like. And then the Edmondson shot went wide as well. But it's hit both posts now for Ipswich, and they are still at 0-0. But there are plenty of the 4,000 Maidstone supporters Plenty of them with the scarves on and their hats on. It's fantastic to see a team like this getting their moment in the sun. It's a goal kick, flicked on by Dooku, headed away by Edmondson, headed forward by the captain Hoyt, who goes over the challenge there of, I think, Sarmiento. And on the far side, it'll be a free kick for Maidstone, just inside the Ipswich half. For me, this has got to be an opportunity where they just launch it in the box. Now, they've tried to go down the line, try and be clever, looking for Sol. Overhit touch, though, there by number 30, Humphreys. Big tackle goes in on him, and it's kicked out of play for a goal kick there by number 8, Sam Corn, who is the hero of the FA Cup so far for Maidstone. Scored the winner against Stevenage from the penalty spot. Got the equaliser against Barrow in the second round in a 2-1 win. Humphreys, ball to his right here to Taylor. Finds Sarmiento, can't take it under control, but it's given away here to Aluko, who will dink it into the area, asking too much there of Taylor, and it'll go into the hands of Lucas Coverlan for Maidstone. He actually has a goal, Lucas Coverlan. You might have seen it in the National League playoff final back in June 2021 for Torquay. It was a 95th minute equaliser against Hartlepool. They did go on and lose it on penalties, but he scored a header from I think it was a free kick, I believe, into the box there. There's a ball forward from the goalkeeper, has gone straight out of play for an Ipswich throw-in inside their own half. But Ipswich have won their last 2 games against non-league opposition, against Bracknell Town and Buxton. The last time they lost to a non-league team was in a third-round replay against Lincoln in the 2016-2017 season. You might remember that run from Lincoln, where they went on and I think they progressed to the 5th round in the end. Lincoln that season. Sarmiento in the centre circle, bursts away from one and then lets Aluko take over, and he slips it through for Broadhead in the area, saved by Coverlan, and it needs to be cleared here by the captain Hoyt, who will send it towards the byline, and he goes down the line himself towards Appiah, who's dispossessed there by Sarmiento, just outside the area, puts it in the box, it's cleared by Kiprianu, and it drops here to the number 15, Sam Bone, who gets it up towards Dooku, who goes over the challenge there of Tuan Zabi, and the free kick will be given by Anthony Taylor. Just under 11 minutes in, and Maidstone is still surviving. It's a fantastic save there by the goalkeeper Coverlan. It's a beautiful ball by Aluko, and Broadhead had timed his run perfectly, just onside. And on the angle, he tried to open up his body and slot it into the bottom right corner, but Coverlan, the goalkeeper, had got his left foot to it, and the ball was eventually cleared for Maidstone. Yeah, Maidstone were second in the league in the National League South until 2 weeks ago, where they dropped down, and they're now into 4th position. Bit of a poor run at form at the moment in terms of what they're used to in that league. 4 wins in their last 10 at the moment, as the Maidstone have the ball inside the Ipswich half here. It's with Corn, who goes back to the halfway line here to Appiah. On this near side now, it's with Kiprianu, the left wing back. Sends it high down the left channel. It'll be chased down there by, I think that was Berkeley Agyapong, and the ball dropped to Manny Dooku, whose touch went out of play there on the near side, and it's a Ipswich throw-in taken quickly into their 18-yard box to Tuan Zabi. It wasn't a bad ball there by Kiprianu, and it was nodded down by Dooku, but no one was there to get on the end of it in the end. And Ipswich have it on the halfway line here with Morsey. Now finds number 40, Tuan Zabi, who's got the 1 FA Cup goal. And that came against Wimbledon in the last round. He has played twice in this competition for Manchester United as a loose ball by ball. Tull Hutchinson can be seen out of play for a Maidstone throw-in on this near side in their defensive third. So they've got to be careful with this throw-in. They don't want to lose possession here, because Ipswich could turn this into a dangerous attack very quickly. It'll be taken by the left wing back of Harry Kiprianu, who was once of Watford in 2013 to 2015 before spending the majority of his career most recently at Southend. That's the throwing down the line. It's been kept in here by Reynolds, and it'll be Berkeley Agyapong to chase it down the left-hand side and play it through into the area where no one's quite there to chase it. Lamar Reynolds was the closest to it, but it was pretty simple in the end for Humphreys to defend in his own area. It wasn't a bad ball down the left channel there, but again, not really testing the Ipswich defence as of yet is Maidstone United. Taylor's pass intercepted there by Sol, throwing for Ipswich about 10 yards inside the Maidstone half on that far side. And in the press conference in the week, Kieran McKenna, the Ipswich Town boss, did say that we are there to be shot at, which is true. You know, it's a lose-lose really for Ipswich, because If they win, it's expected. If they lose, then it's one of the biggest FA Cup upsets of all time. So, as long as they do their job, get the win, they can just move on and, they just don't want to get sucked into a story that doesn't need to be created at the moment because the story's already there. The fact that Maidstone are in this part of the competition, they don't need to, make this a bigger story than what it is already. As Aluko has it for Ipswich, plays into the path of Hutchinson in the final third on this right-hand side. Plays it back out to the edge of the box to Aluko. On his left foot, try to work space for a shot. Lays it off here to Ball, the right back. Back into Hutchinson on the edge of the area. Bit of space for the shot, and it's been palmed away by Covolan. Good save by the Brazilian goalkeeper. And it's gone out of play for a corner on the far side. He's had a solid start so far. The 6'4" goalkeeper. Signed in the summer from Port Vale. And he made sure he palmed that away. And far away. Didn't want to put it in towards Broadhead, who was following the shot in. Not a bad strike, though, from Hutchinson. Telegraphed it a bit too much. I think Covolan knew where that ball was going before he even hit it. But he'd be a right-footed in-swinger from the number 21, Jeremy Sarmiento. Madrid-born. Represents Ecuador, though, internationally for his parents. It was a part of their World Cup squad just over a year ago now. But Anthony Taylor, the referee, just having a chat with a couple of the players in the box, making sure no fouls take place. I think he's having a conversation with George Edmondson there and also Paul Appiah, the Maidstone centre-back. And the corner eventually is delivered by Sarmiento. Header won by Edmondson, 6 yards out. And over the bar it goes. Not a bad header there by George Edmondson, who's still waiting for his first goal of the season. Scored 3 last season, 2 in the League One. Both in October, in a 2-1 win against Morecambe and a 4-4 draw against Charlton. But that time, over the bar it went, didn't even work the goalkeeper for that time. What a moment this is for Maidstone as the goal kicks headed away by Edmondson, straight back into their own half here, headed into the air by Appiah, nodded down by Hutchinson all as far as number 15, Sam Bone, but it's gone straight through for Edmondson. Can't quite find Manny Duku up front for Maidstone, and now it's Ipswich trying to build this attack out to the near side into Hutchinson. Ball through into the area, well controlled by Sarmiento. Can he get a shot away? Controls it, plays it back into Hutchinson, who wants to shoot. Can't find the angle for it, so plays it back out to the right wing to Sarmiento, who clips it to the far post. It goes all the way through. Humphreys will get there first, right towards the corner flag. He's been followed here by Sol, the Maidstone midfielder. Goes back here into Edmondson, across to his right to Morsey. From afar, he's going to let fly, and it nearly goes all the way through. Touched behind there by the goalkeeper. Not sure if that save prevented it going in the back of the net. Might have already been going wide there by Morsey. Let's have a look. It was probably going to hit the post, but Covolan, the goalkeeper, wasn't to know. So he's done the right thing there. It might have just been sneaking in. Wherever the ball might have been heading, it was the right thing to do there by Lucas Covolan to make the save and concede another corner. But we're nearly 17 minutes in here and it's still 0-0. Sarmiento. It's a deeper cross in and no one's made the run at the far post for Ipswich. And that'll run straight through for a goal kick. And they still survive. But for Maidstone, this is a historic fixture in many ways. Of course, it's their first time in the FA Cup 4th round. But it's actually the first time they've ever played a team within the top 2 tiers of English football. The last time a team won their first game against a team in the top 2 tiers was Kidderminster against Birmingham back in January 1994. So it's the first time they're actually ever playing a team of this level, ever in the club's history. And they were founded in 1878 and then they were rebranded about 20, 30 years ago. As the goal kick headed on there by, I think that was Duku. And the ball eventually drops here to Reynolds, who pokes it through here for Berkeley Agyapong, but can't get away from Twanzebe on the edge of the box. Played back to the goalkeeper Walton, who I think is getting his first few touches of the game there, the Ipswich goalkeeper. It's now in a right-back position with Hutchinson. Inside to the midfield to Morsey, who's dribbling away here from Berkeley Agyapong. And it's now with number 4 at the back, George Edmondson. Jack Taylor, midway side his own half, lays it back off to Edmondson, who sprays the ball out to the right. It's got a ball with height and it's controlled by Hutchinson, but tackled by Cipriano. That'll be thrown for Ipswich, midway inside their own half on this near side. Taken by Aluko. There is Kieran McKenna. 113 games in charge now of Ipswich. 58% win rate for the former Manchester United coach. Did spend time at Spurs as well before joining Manchester United. Kieran McKenna, who retired from football back in 2009, had his career cut short with injury. And it's on this near side again. Hutchinson, ball through to Aluko. Just outside the area, on the byline, works a cross in, deflects to the far post, headed away by Sol. It'll be picked up here by Humphreys in the area. He goes back to goal, turns, crosses to the far post where it'll drop to Aluko, who's got time. Not that much time though, because the flag's gone up, and that'll be a free kick for Maidstone, who are still surviving. 19 minutes in here at Portman Road, as Ipswich are in a bit of a drop of form at the moment. They've got 1 win in their last 7 in the Championship, but 5 of those games have been draws, so they're not losing. They are picking up points, but they're not winning. They're not, maximising the potential points they can get each game. But an interesting stat I found as well, the goals have also dried up a little bit at home for Ipswich, because at the start of the season, Ipswich scored 3 or more in 7 of their first 8 league games at home. So that's a lot of goals. It's not quite been the same since. The goals have dried up to that level for scoring 3 a game. But of course they'll be aiming for quite a lot of goals, as that free kick for Maidstone for an offside is now an Ipswich free kick for offside, which is pretty poor for Maidstone. Being caught offside from a free kick from your own 18-yard box. But it's Ipswich back in possession. They're liking this right-hand side as they play it through to Hutchinson. Cuts into the box on his left foot. Shoots. It's well blocked by number 6, Paul Appiah. And that'll be a corner for Ipswich Town. The centre-half stays down at the moment because that was quite a fierce shot straight into the stomach. Or was it the stomach? Might have been a little bit below the stomach, unfortunately, for Paul Appiah, who might need a minute just to recover. But it was a nice ball played through there to Hutchinson, who's desperate to get his name on the score sheet. On loan at the moment, Omari Hutchinson from Chelsea is chosen to represent Jamaica, and he's represented them twice in March of 2023. Previously played for England's under-19s. As we'll have this corner kick on this near side for Ipswich. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger from Omari Hutchinson, the man who won the corner kick. Right arm raised. The ball goes in. Free header at the far post by Edmondson. And he just heads it wide. Covalan straight out there. I think to Paul Appiah, the one who was marking Edmondson, and he let him go, lost him completely. And he's very thankful that George Edmondson headed that one wide. It was just a cluster of bodies in the box there, and Edmondson's just able to peel off Paul Appiah and lost him and got that free header. And Paul Appiah knows not to let that happen again. He got 2 tellings off there by the goalkeeper, and I think the other one was from Sam Bone. As the goal kick through to Twanzebe, who heads away. All as far as Bone, who lets it go over his head, but he's dealt with by the knee of Appiah. Turn there, he's gone brought down. That's going to be a free kick, and it will be. Lamar Reynolds, or was it Manny Duku? It might have been Manny Duku there with the turn and being taken down there. Let's have a look. It was kneed forward by Appiah. And yeah, Duku on the turn, just got completely taken out from behind by Twanzebe. An easy foul to be given there by Anthony Taylor. And this could be a chance now for Maidstone to at least get it in the Ipswich area. Get it in their box. Number 8, Sam Corn, is over it. He's going to take it. He'll clip it into the box. To the far post. Cipriano can't win the header. It's a header won by Twanzebe, kept in by Hutchinson. Only as far, though, as Appiah for Maidstone, who finds Bone. And he plays it back to the halfway line here to keep possession with Sam Corn. He switches the ball across the right-hand side here to Hoyt, the captain. Down the line. Poor touch there. In the end, for Maidstone by Sol, but he's able to keep it through Sam Bone. And it's now midway side the Maidstone half with their central midfielder of Corn. Out to the right here to Fowler. Right-footed ball over the top. It's in behind here. Chance for Maidstone in the box. Can't quite take it under control there. Sol but it will drop here to Hoyt, who will cross into the box. It runs free towards Amari Hutchinson, who could play it down the line here to Aluko, and the counter-attack could be on. He goes around Appiah. He's going to chase him, though, Appiah, and he will get in front of him and regain the ball. Good defending from Maidstone's number 6, who played it to the goalkeeper, Kovalan. He'll clear first time his left boot. Not very convincing, but it's kept alive by Berkeley Agyapong. Then played forward here by Bone. Into Reynolds. Through towards... Oh, no, it was Dooku. Through to Reynolds, and he was nearly in behind, but the flag went up for offside, and it was the right decision in the end. Make up set 3-1 away. Imagine, even if Maidstone was to go 1-0 up, that would be an absolute... That would be, a real story in itself. But they were nearly in behind there, but I think he had just strayed offside there. Lamar Reynolds, as it is Ipswich in possession. All Maidstone players behind the ball. As we've got another commentary coming up tomorrow. It could be another upset. Newport of League 2 taking on Manchester United. 4:30 kick-off. Make sure you're here for that one. As Ipswich have worked to the far side here to Camfron and Humphreys. Got a bit of time to look for a pass or a cross. Takes a lot of time, then goes back here into Sarmiento. Now with Morsey in the centre of the field. Lays it off into Tuanzebe at the back. It's now with Ball. Cross into the area. Broadhead's free, but it's a header away in the end though by Sol. And he'll drop to Berkeley Agyapong. He goes over the top and he's asking a lot there of Lamar Reynolds. And that'll be a ball for Christian Walton to deal with in the Ipswich goal. I say in the Ipswich goal. He was well out of his area, but he had loads of time on the ball there as Morsey fires it out to the right wing here to Aluko, midway side the Maidstone half. He's got Hutchinson in support, and so he has Ball as well. But Aluko wants to go on his own. Tackled though by Bone, who will clear it forward here for Maidstone, but it's straight to Tuanzebe on the halfway line. And Ipswich will come again with Morsey. Sarmiento using his body to keep the ball away from 2 Maidstone players. And it's now with Hutchinson. Lifts it through towards Humphreys, who can't quite keep it in. And he goes for a goal kick for Maidstone. 25 minutes in, it's still 0-0 here at Portman Road. But for Maidstone, of course, they're playing at Championship ground today, but in the week, on Tuesday, they've got a senior Kent Cup game against Punjab United in the quarter-final of the Kent Cup. So they go from the FA Cup to the Kent Cup within a matter of 3 days before they take on top of the table Yeovil and then Torquay. 2 big games there. They were the 2 teams relegated into the National League South last season. So we've got big games coming up. Maidstone as Hutchinson plays the ball through into the box here towards Taylor, who slides in, gets the ball across, but it's cleared by Fowler. And he'll go through here for an Ipswich throw-in. On this near side in the final third, well dealt with there by George Fowler, formerly of Ipswich Town himself in his youth days. Dominic Ball not being pressed quick enough, so he could work across if he wants to. On the angle, decides against it, uses Morsey instead, who will then work across it himself. Broadhead with the header, goes behind him to Sarmiento on the edge of the box, so still alive here for Ipswich Town. As it's with Humphreys, midway inside the Maidstone half, goes inside to Taylor, and then back into Edmondson. Through to Morsey, and back here into Edmondson again. Maidstone got every man behind the ball currently. He's worked towards the near side to Ball. Morsey again, 30 yards from goal. Scoops it out, back to Ball on the right-hand side. Forward from fullback. Ball inside to Hutchinson. Just outside the area at the moment. Been forced towards the corner flag. He goes back to Ball. Bit of a poor touch, but he can find Morsey, who again will cross it. Header won by, I think that was Fowler. Always finds Sarmiento on the edge of the box. He works a bit of space for a right-footed shot, and it's wide, it's wild, it's over the top of the crossbar. And it'll be a goal kick for Maidstone again. Thanks for the commentary, listening from Michigan in the USA. That's amazing. If everyone else wants to put where they're watching, if it's anything we're interested in, then let me know where you're all listening from. That's very cool. Michigan in the USA. Hope you are enjoying. We've got a bit of... I'm surprised. Don't get me wrong, Ipswich have hit the post twice, but to be fair, that happened within the first 10 minutes. There's not, the last 10 minutes or so, there hasn't been a lot of clear-cut chances. Maidstone are definitely doing themselves proud at the moment, as it's cleared away by Bone. Not a very convincing clearance by Edmondson for Ipswich. Controlled by Aluko, goes the wrong way. Reynolds through towards Dooku. He's going to chase it down, but Walton gets out from his goal. and can collect it. Another little half, I wouldn't say it was a half chance, more of a quarter chance that it was never really going to go through for the striker. Walston was quickly off his line. Morsey lifts it into the box, far post, header away though by Sol. And it'll dribble out here for a throw-in, or will it be kept in? Yeah, throw-in it will be for Cameron Humphreys to take. As he gets a bit of stick there, Cameron Humphreys, from the young Maidstone supporters. As the throw-in goes to Jack Taylor. Being forced to go backwards here after being pressed by Sam Corn. It's now with Twan Zabi at the back. Given away though. Played down the left-hand side here. For Reynolds, who goes around the outside of Twan Zabi. Still got it here, Reynolds. Tries to go on the inside, goes over in the box. Nothing in that at all. Waved away by Anthony Taylor. As play has been stopped here, because as Lamar Reynolds was cutting inside in the corner of the box, there was no foul in it, but he may have just been caught in the face. It was a decent little counter-attack there. Reynolds taking the ball up the pitch. Nearly went on the outside of Twan Zabi. Yeah, nothing in that. He may have got a slight flick of a finger in the face. Anthony Taylor was in a good position. Yeah, it was a slight hand in the chin. It was nothing at all in that. And to be fair, he might just be killing a bit of time here. The Maidstone striker. Not killing time, but just getting his team a minute just to get some, breathing, give a bit of breathing space. Just, because it's going to be a lot of running. It's going to be a lot of just walking around and following the ball, going from side to side for Maidstone. It's going to be a difficult game for them, but they are doing themselves very proud. I mentioned this is their 7th FA Cup game. They started in the second round of qualifying, a 4-1 away win at Stenning Town before beating Winchester in the third round of qualifying away, and then Torquay away as well in the fourth round of qualifying, before reaching the first round proper where they played Chesham United away from home away again, 2-0. And then their last 2 games in the FA Cup have both been at home to Football League sides of Barrow, who are high-flying in League 2, and then Stevenage, who are also doing well in their first season back in League 1. It's back underway. George Edmondson flying forward from centre-half here, dribbling out towards the left wing position. He's still going here, Edmondson, into the final third, onto his right foot. Tries to go back here towards Sarmiento, but it's cleared away by Sol. Only as far as Taylor, who goes forward to Edmondson again. Inside towards Sarmiento, tackled though by Bone. Then the ball given away by Sol for Maidstone, looking for Dooku. And it's now back with the home side. It's with Broadhead. Enters the box on the right-hand side. Can't have a shot because there's 2 Maidstone players following him. It's now with Morsey on the edge. Left-footed strike curling towards the top left corner. But over the bar it goes. And it still remains 0-0 here. And if we just want to look at the stats as well, Ipswich have had 11 shots, 4 on target, 78% of the ball. Maidstone are yet to have a shot on goal, which is no surprise. We're not saying that to, mock them or anything. But, that's what we expect them to not really have a shot on goal. They might have the 1 or 2 come the end of the game. And that's the hardest part, I think, for Maidstone as well. If they're going to have a shot or 2, they've got to go in, really. They've got to be clinical, but it does go to a replay. If it stays level, that's a big ask for a full 90 minutes, but, that's the reward. As Cipriano, nice roulette turn on the halfway line to get away from Maluko. Bone switching out to the right-hand side here, kept in by Sol. Back to the halfway line now to Corn. It's now on the edge of the 18-yard box here for Fowler for Maidstone. To their goalkeeper, Kovalan, making his 9th FA Cup appearance in the proper rounds. And the ball through down the line towards Cipriano, who's gone out of play, thrown for Ipswich inside the Maidstone half. Poor giveaway there, really. Can't be losing the ball like that. They're showing that bit of skill there from Cipriano. Roulette on Aluko. Very, very calmly done by the number 14. Do apologise. This noise will go away if you can hear the dogs barking. As it is midway side the Ipswich half. It's with Axel Tuanzebe, right centre-back. Forward here to Morsey on the halfway line. Centre circle. Pass intercepted by Corn. Taken over by Berkeley Agipong. Hoyt. Out to the right-hand side here. To Sol. In the final third. Can he work across here? He's 1-on-1 with Humphreys. Still Sol towards the byline. Oh, just overruns it, and then the cross goes out of play. So unfortunate there for number 16, Liam Sol, who had done well to find space down the right flank. And as he's just trying to work a tiny bit of space for a cross, he just overrun it on the byline, and out of play it went for a goal kick. Could have been dangerous that if the cross was right, but unfortunately not to be for Maidstone on that occasion. As is with the Ipswich right back, Dominic Ball, the number 12. Has played for England's under-21s and Northern Ireland's under-21s. Hutchinson, ball inside here for Ball. Can't quite take it away from Bone. And it's a throw in for Maidstone. Thrown down the line there by Cipriano. Pulled down there. It's got to be a foul. Yep. Reynolds wins the free kick for Maidstone on the near side, just inside the Ipswich half. Given away by Ipswich's captain, Sam Morsey. And it's taken quickly by Cipriano. Switching out to the right-hand side towards Sol, who'll bring it down, but he slips and allows the tackle from Humphreys. It's now Sarmiento. Getting beyond one Maidstone player. And a second. He's well away here, Sarmiento. Edge of the area. He will let fly, and it deflects just onto the roof of the net. And over the bar for a corner. They deserve the slices of luck they are receiving here, Maidstone. But my word, they have been quite fortunate in this first half to not concede already. Great run from Sarmiento inside his own half, getting beyond two Maidstone players, and the rest of them just backed off. And the deflection from Appiah hit the roof of the net. But Ipswich have hit the post twice. He actually hit the top of the crossbar, then onto the roof of the net, skimmed the crossbar first. Still 0-0. 10 minutes left of the first half. Hutchinson gets the corner as they go short here. Can he get into his left foot? He will. He'll cross it as well. Comes off the left boot there of Bone. And that will be a Ipswich throw-in right next to that corner flag on the near side. Hutchinson will take it. Throws it backwards there into Dominic Ball. Midway side the Maidstone half. It's now with Sam Morsey, the number 5. Has represented Egypt at a World Cup, Sam Morsey, in 2018 in Russia. As his ball forward, it's been cut out there by Appiah. It's now Cipriano on the edge of the box. Back out to the left there to Korn. Lays it off into Cipriano again in the left-back position. Clears it down the line. Up to the halfway line to Dooku, who flicks it on to absolutely nobody. And it can be calmly collected there by Axel Tuanzebe in his own half. And he'll play it across to Edmondson. And it's Ipswich back in possession once again. Tuanzebe to Edmondson. Edmondson on the halfway line. He's yet to score in the FA Cup in his career. This is his 13th appearance in the competition proper. It's now with Tuanzebe again. Looking for the option, which is the right one to try and break through this yellow and black Maidstone wall. Looking towards the far side, they'll play it to Cameron Humphreys, midway side the Maidstone half. It's actually Sarmiento on it, driving inside on his right foot. Plays it to Morsey. Forward to Aluko. Back into Morsey again. It's now Humphreys. Morsey. Scoops it into the area. Header away by Appiah. Drops here to Reynolds, who's dispossessed by Ball. It's now Hutchinson in the right wing position. Finds Ball again. Now Hutchinson. In the final third, 1-on-1 with Cipriano. Plays it backwards here into Morsey. And across to the left to Edmondson. It's now with Sarmiento again, 1-on-1 with Hoyt. Plays the ball to the edge of the box to Morsey. Flicks it forward, can't quite find Jack Taylor. Goes through to Coverland in the Maidstone goal. And they survive another Ipswich attack. And here's with the goalkeeper Lucas Coverland, 32 years of age now. Made one FA Cup appearance last season whilst at Chesterfield, and that was in the FA Cup third round against West Brom in a replay, which ended 4-0 defeat in the end. As he kicks it long here out of his hands towards the right-hand side, header away by Humphreys, throwing on the halfway line for Maidstone on the far side. So it'll be taken by their captain Gavin Hoyt, who did play for England from under-17s to under-20 level, and also spent 13 years at Arsenal. From 1999 to 2012, now at the age of 33, the Trinidad and Tobago former international, made 3 appearances for the country. back in 2014 and 2015. As again, they're just showing the Maidstone supporters who are back in the action. It's Sam Corr midway side the Ipswich half. He's got Hutchinson trying to take the ball off him, but he keeps it away from him and Sarmiento and Taylor on the far side. Corn lifts it forward for Berkeley Agyapong, heads it in behind. Edmondson will get there first ahead of Sol, and it's now Ipswich on the ball in the left back area with Humphreys, who will drive forward with all the space he's got in front of him. He lays it off into Morsey. Forward for Sarmiento, tackled fairly there by Fowler. Finds Dooku. Tries to play it in behind here for Reynolds, who will chase it. Twanzebe will get there first on the edge of the area, and then lay it back to his goalkeeper, Walton, who play a pass forward here to Ball. And that attack dies down for Maidstone, still yet to have a shot on goal in the first 39 minutes. As we're 6 minutes off the 45 being played. And we're still goalless here at Portman Road. Just one win in their last 4 in the league for Ipswich at home. Came against Sunderland. And just the one defeat here, which came against Leeds back in late August, 4-3, that one. They did go 8 wins in a row at home from September to December, beating the likes of Cardiff, Blackburn, Hull, Preston, Plymouth, Swansea, Millwall and Coventry. So it has been a very tough place to come for sides, but Maidstone are doing a good job here. As Cipriano clears away for a throw for Ipswich. It is 10 changes for Ipswich since from their last game against Leicester in the league. Just Edmondson surviving at the back. The rest have been changed. Sarmiento plays it through in the box here for Humphreys. Squares it to Broadhead, who tries to turn and shoot, but it's blocked by Appiah. Poked away by Bone. Played forward by Ball. It's a looper in the box. Header away by Appiah again. Straight to Ball, who will strike it through to Aluko, whose shot just drags wide. And it remains 0-0. That's probably one of the biggest chances we've had for a while. The shot from Ball, it was definitely an attempted shot, I'm sure of it, but it fell straight into the path of Sonny Aluko, who was onside, controlled it well, despite the pace of the ball, but almost just rushed the shot a little bit there. Sonny Aluko, with his right foot, is a great touch, as I say, and the shot just didn't quite catch it, just pulling it wide of that far post. And Lucas Coverland in the Maidstone goal was very thankful to see that just roll wide of his goal. Goal kick flicked on towards Berkeley. Agyapong cut out by Twanzebe. Headed on by Taylor into the Maidstone half. Hooked away by Corn. Back to Taylor for Ipswich, who feed it to this right-hand side into Hutchinson. One-on-one with Cipriano. Goes on the inside of him. Takes him on. Plays it through for Aluko. Cut out by Appiah. Always for Hutchinson, who retakes the ball. And completes a 1-2 with Sarmiento. Hutchinson again. Down the line to Sarmiento. Midway inside the Maidstone half on the far side. It's now with Hutchinson. Driving at goal to Taylor, who will shoot from the edge of the box, and it's been worked behind for another corner, deflected over the crossbar. And that's what Maidstone have made Ipswich do for the last 15-20 minutes. If Ipswich are having shots at goal, the majority of them are from the edge of the box. And that's what Maidstone want, really. They want Ipswich to be shooting from far, because that's where it's more difficult to score from. So it'll be another corner here for Ipswich as Hutchinson just seems to be hobbling a little bit. The Ipswich number 20. This is his first ever season, played first team football, Amari Hutchinson, all the way through the season. Sarmiento, it's a deeper one, it's an outswinger to the far post, headed away for Maidstone and cleared by Berkeley Agyapong, headed forward by Dooku. It's now Sol, could there be a counter on? Sol plays it through to the opposite side here, and Lamar Reynolds is in, he's all alone, one-on-one in the area, Reynolds lifts it over the goalkeeper, and Maidstone take the lead. Right before half-time, the National League South side are ahead at Portman Road. What a counter-attack that is! From defending a corner in 1 minute, from scoring at the other. Lamar Reynolds, who has yet to score in this FA Cup campaign, has scored the biggest goal of the lot so far. And those 4,000 travelling Maidstone supporters are going absolutely berserk on the far side of the stadium. I do not believe it. What a ball that is from Liam Sol to find Lamar Reynolds all alone on the opposite side of the pitch. just on the 18-yard line. He saw the goalkeeper off his line, decided just to do the little dink over him, which is difficult because Christian Walton is 6'5", but he got so much height on it, right over the goalkeeper. He got the shot away just as Tuanzebe was getting close towards him to try and block his shot. Under the crossbar, straight into the back of the net. And in the FA Cup 4th round, Ipswich Town are 1-0 down to Maidstone United of the 6th tier of English football. It's their first shot of the game. And they have scored. It's a delicious little chip from Lamar Reynolds. What a goal that is. And the Ipswich goalkeeper has not had to make a single save. He's not had to see a single shot go towards his goal. But the first one he's faced, he's had to pick the ball out the back of his net. And Ipswich are down. It's Ipswich 0, Maidstone 1. 50 seconds left of the 45 to play. Cross goes in for Ipswich, far post towards Hutchinson. Goes all the way beyond him and Kyprianou, but Hutchinson will get there first to retrieve the ball. Morsey. Forward to Jack Taylor, dispossessed on the edge of the box by Corn. Could there be another counter-attack on? Playing it forward towards Reynolds again, but he's going to get beaten by Edmondson, who will go back to the goalkeeper, Walton. And he plays it forward out towards the left-hand side here to Morsey. And this is Maidstone's first ever appearance in the FA Cup 4th round. And they are leading at Portman Road of Ipswich of the Championship, who are second place at the moment. Humphreys for Ipswich. Can't play a ball inside. It's deflected off Hoyt for a throw-in for Ipswich on the far side. Taken quickly here to Taylor. Don't know how long's been added on yet. We have played 45 minutes. Might be a minute or two added on. Probably 2, I'd guess, but we still don't know yet. 2 minutes added on. Ball crosses in. Headed away on the penalty spot there by Bone. Straight to Dooku, who will clear it down the right channel towards Berkeley Agyapong, who will chase it in the Ipswich half, but Edmondson will get there first, and it'll be Ipswich back in possession once again. But what a counter-attack. Exactly, what a goal. To get that clearance down the line, and then for Liam Saul to swing that ball across to the opposite end of the pitch to find Lamar Reynolds, and the composure he had to know that he's one-on-one. It's the first chance of goal that any Maidstone player has had, and it might be the only one they get for a while. And the fact he's taking it with a little dink like he did, it's absolutely incredible. And it's still Ipswich on the ball. Maidstone have got everyone behind the ball at the moment. Minute left to play this added on time. It's Callum Humphreys on the ball at left back. Cameron Humphreys, sorry, at the ball at left back for Ipswich. Switched out by Morsey to this near side to Ball. Forward to Hutchinson. One-on-one with Kyprianou. Does a couple of step overs. Can't quite get away from Kyprianou, who's staying close towards him. Still with Hutchinson, who goes back here to Ball. Inside to Tuanzebe. About 30 yards from goal. Plays it through for Taylor. 1-2 Sarmiento. Taylor with the shot. Dragged well wide of the post. And I think that could be that for the first half. Maidstone will take their time. 20 seconds to go. Kovalan, like I say, will not rush this goal kick, to say the least. And there is the man, Lamar Reynolds. Yet to score so far this season. At all. That's including the league. And the goal kick goes forward. Header won by Edmondson. Headed away by Sam Corn. And that is where the referee will blow his half-time whistle. And after 47 minutes of the first half, you are hearing me correctly. It is Ipswich Town 0, Maidstone United 1. Ipswich have had 17 shots on goal. They have had 4 on target. They have hit the post twice, skimmed the crossbar once. 77% of the ball, but with Maidstone's 1 shot, 1 on target, on the counter-attack, from a corner that they were defending. They went from back to front within about 20 seconds, found Lamar Reynolds in behind, who right on that 18-yard line of the box dinked the ball over Walton in the Ipswich goal, and has made it Maidstone United lead this FA Cup 4th round tie at half-time here at Portman Road. It is Ipswich Town 0, Maidstone United 1. George Elokobi, the Maidstone manager, is being interviewed at half-time at the moment, which annoys me a little bit. let him get in the changing room, let him do his half-time team talk, and then talk to him maybe when he comes back out for the second half. But what a first half performance that is. I mean, if anyone else is watching, I don't know if anyone wants to agree with me, but I really do think for that last 20 or so minutes of that first half, I don't think Ipswich were worrying Maidstone that much. I feel like the away side were really settled in the game, and they just seemed calm. And there was an Aluko chance that we had about 10 minutes before the break where he just dragged his shot wide. But for that last 20 minutes, it just seemed like Ipswich were just having pop shots from the edge of the area, which were flying over the crossbar and were going well wide of the post. So, we had that, first 10 or 15 minutes which you'd expect, a bit of an onslaught from Ipswich, hitting the post twice, like I say, skimming the crossbar. We had a shot deflect as well, quite a few shots deflecting just wide, and Coverland made some good saves as well on Hutchinson and on Broadhead and Sarmiento. So it's exactly how you'd expect the first half to be played out. But I think the one bit that wasn't quite written in the script was Maidstone to nick a goal on the counter-attack right before half-time. Need to see that goal again. But what an opportunity this is for Maidstone United to reach the 5th round of the FA Cup. They have never reached the 4th round of the FA Cup. We have never seen a team in non-league who have played a team in the top 2 tiers for the first time win since January 1994 when Kidderminster beat Birmingham. So results like this, as you know, just don't happen often at all. And, Maidstone have now got something to protect as well. Don't get me wrong, 0-0, 1-0 up. They're going to come out in the second half and do the exact same, sit back, defend, try and get them on the counter-attack. But I think that's the best way they were going to counter-attack them, from a corner, because Ipswich, they're not being stupid. They realise they have got to leave, at least 2 players back, 3 players back, just to avoid any counter-attack like that. But from a corner, you do think, let's just commit a few more plays forward. And they only left one back, who went to go and press over the opposite side, and then leaving Lamar Reynolds all alone on this left-hand side. And Tuan Zabi did his best to try and get back and block his shot before he took it on, but he couldn't get there. And the little dink over the goalkeeper was beautiful from Lamar Reynolds. And what a time to get your first goal of the season in all competitions. Obviously, he's first in this FA Cup campaign. This is his 4th start so far in the 7 games they've played in the FA Cup. But what a pass that is from Liam Sol. Such a good pass. Signed in the summer, Liam Sol from St Albans. In his youth days, he came through the likes of Watford, MK Dons and Nottingham Forest. And that's a brilliant... And then that left-footed dink over the goalkeeper. It's absolutely perfect. And just the technique of it. What a goal. Excellent performance. Just loving the comment. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Maidstone, well taken goal. Brilliant goal. It was serious. That is a perfect counter-attack. You cannot build a counter-attack better. Get it out to the right-hand side, ball all the way through, and I just don't think Maidstone could quite believe they'd took the lead. The celebrations were absolutely wild. George Elokobi could do nothing more but just smile, the Maidstone manager. I think he was smiling more in shock than anything. The Cameroon former centre-back manager. It'll be a very interesting second half. It is important to note Ipswich Town's bench as well. They have got the likes of Connor Chaplin, who just usually plays in front, just behind the striker. He's looking for his 50th Ipswich goal. He's got 9 so far this season in the Championship. He got 26 in League One, finishing as the joint top goal scorer in the division. They've got him on the bench. They've got Wes Burns, number 7. Who's got 3 goals in the Championship. 2 of them came in December. He got 8 goals, 12 assists last season in League One. They've also got Marcus Harness, who is, in fairness, not scored in his last 14 in the league, but he's another dangerous player who can cause some issues, the right winger as well. So, and then they've got left back Leif Davis as well on the bench, who has got 10 assists so far this season in the Championship. That is 2nd top assister in the league. And he also got 14 assists last season in League One, finishing as the top assister. So they've got plenty of high-quality players to bring on. But at the moment, it's just not quite work for the players on the pitch. Obviously, they are playing a lot of squad players here. Is that deflection there from the Hutchinson shot hit the post. I thought that might have come off a hand there. I didn't quite see that during the actual time, but nothing was given. Then the Aluko ball through to Broadhead. Great save from Kovan with his left foot. That was dealt with in the end by Gavin Hoyt, the Maidstone captain. But Ipswich have had plenty of chances. Like I say, for me, the majority of the chances, the dangerous chances, came in the first 20, 25 minutes. And then from then till the end of the half, it just seemed like it was just pop shots, long ranges, and just being just forced into having shots that they don't really want to take, Ipswich. And Maidstone have played out their plan to absolute perfection so far. And if they can see this through, then I have no idea what that's just insane. Barnsley rumoured to be submitting an offer for Newcastle United. Matthew Bondswell. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who Matthew Bondswell is. Oh yeah, the one on loan from Newport. I recognise him because he's been at RB Leipzig. Bondswell. I wouldn't even mind. I've researched him this week, so I should have really recognised the name. But yeah, he spent 3 years in Germany. Yeah, he's on loan at the moment, isn't he? At Newport. Yeah, Matthew Bondswell, on loan from Newcastle. Came through at Forest first, then RB Leipzig. But yeah, commentary coming tomorrow. Newport County. Could be another upset on the cards there, taking on Manchester United. So I just didn't recognise the name at first, Matthew Bondswell. But yeah, I do know who he is because I had to have a look at his career for tomorrow, doing the notes during the week. But it will be interesting as well to see if Kieran McKenna does make any changes at half time, because Kieran McKenna doesn't want this game to kind of get lost at all. He doesn't want to leave it too late or anything like that. He might want to make the changes quick and just get the game back level minimum, and then obviously go or kick on and try and get a winner. So we'll have to see when he does eventually make those changes, which may not need to be made. If he doesn't make them at half time, the players on the pitch might be able to turn it around. But at the moment, the team on the pitch are struggling for me, big time. They are being forced into having long range attempts and just being frustrated a little bit, I think, from the looks of it anyway. That's what it seems like to me. But the second half will be getting underway in about 5 minutes' time or so. As Ipswich, the one-time FA Cup winners, showing it here actually, against Arsenal back in 1978. Obviously, Ipswich also trying to get back in the Premier League for the first time since 2002. That would be a great. That would be a seriously impressive feat for Ipswich. Back-to-back promotions. Finished second last season in League One with 98 points. They were 3 behind Plymouth, who ended up winning the league first on 101 points, but they did concede they did lose the least amount of games in the league with 4. But Ipswich just drew a few too many compared to Plymouth. Ipswich drew 14 in the end at home last season, but I don't think the fans really were bothered if they won the league or what, because they were promoted, and that's the main thing for Ipswich, to get them back towards that Premier League where they have been missing for the last 22 years. But can we actually get this upset? Will this upset actually happen? Will it occur? It'll be one of the biggest upsets ever. There is 98 positions between the two, difference, 97 in between them, but from Maidstone to Ipswich it's 98. The teams in between is 97. Don't be going anywhere now, because the second half is going to be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time, where Maidstone currently lead. It's a goal from the number 10, Lamar Reynolds, in the 43rd minute of the game. A counter-attack from a corner, which the ball through and in behind by Liam Sol was perfect for Lamar Reynolds, who took it in his stride beautifully. And right on the edge of the box, he dinks it over the Ipswich goalkeeper of Walton to give Maidstone a shock lead with their first shot of the game. Just incredible, incredible scenes in the FA Cup already this weekend with this result. We had Manchester City progressing last night away at Tottenham, finally winning at their new stadium, scoring as well for the first time. Then we had draws as well, I think, in the rest of the games, I believe. Yeah, we had 0-0 between Aston Villa and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, 0-0 between Bristol and Nottingham Forest. Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry was 1-1, and Thursday night we had Bournemouth dismantling Swansea 5-0. So we've already got a couple of replays booked in. I say a couple, 3 already. See if we'll get another in this game. Can Ipswich equalise and maybe go on and win it? That's the big question. But this is the first ever meeting between the two sides. And Ipswich haven't reached the 5th round since 2007. So could it just be a bit of an FA Cup curse for Ipswich reaching this 5th round? They obviously struggled to do it. Last season they were knocked out by Burnley in the 4th round. Before that was a 2nd round exit, then a 1st round, then a 2nd round, then a 3rd, then a 3rd, then a 3rd. And from 2010 to 2019, Ipswich made 9 3rd round exits in a row. So it shows you how poor they have been in the FA Cup in recent times. Yeah, they last reached the 5th round in 2007 where they were beaten by Watford at home 1-0. We have got another 45 minutes plus any added on time, so we've got another at least 50 minutes, say. So it's a lot of defensive work for Maidstone to do, but I can imagine in training they were doing a lot this week on defensive shape and defensive positioning, because they obviously would have been well aware that they would not have had a lot of the ball and they probably wouldn't have had a lot of shots and a lot of chances, but the one they've had, they've taken, and they've defended really well for me. Obviously they've had their luck, and that, you need that sometimes. Ipswich hitting the post twice, they're skimming the crossbar. Coverland, as I said, made some good saves on Broadhead and Hutchinson as well. Bit of a delay to the start of this second half. We should be getting underway very shortly, but still don't see any players back on the field. Do see the referee back out, and I think I see the Ipswich Town players on that far side there. So are the Maidstone players re-emerging onto the pitch. So we do have the players back on the field, but it might be a minute or so until we get back underway. So hope you are all ready for the second half, which will be getting underway with Maidstone with a lead 1-0. Lamar Reynolds in the 43rd minute of the game. As it will be Maidstone to kick us off. They will be kicking left to right, and it will be Ipswich kicking right to left. The Maidstone supporters are on the far side, so they've got a good view no matter which way they kick. They're not behind the goal, which is pretty smart from Ipswich not to put the away supporters behind the goal. So we've got both sets of players back out on the field. It will Maidstone United to kick us off. We are waiting for the whistle from Anthony Taylor. So it will be Sam Corn. The reason why Maidstone are in this round to kick us off with his penalty goal against Stevenage in the 3rd round. He'll go all the way back here to Bone. He'll switch out to the Maidstone left. Header won there in the end by Ball. Morsey slams it forward over the top. No one there to chase it for Ipswich. And he'll go straight through to the goalkeeper, Lucas Coverland. And here's Maidstone back in possession with their goalkeeper. Sends it forward into the Ipswich half. Headed on for Maidstone. Deflected into the air by Tuanzebe. Headed on here by Reynolds. It's now Barkley Agyapong, who just dispossessed there near the Ipswich 18-yard box. It's back with the home side with the left back Cameron Humphreys. Signed a new 3-year deal. This time last year. Came through the academy. Making his 38th first team appearance. It's now with Hutchinson. Gives it away on the halfway line. Bone lays it off to Korn, who's trying to go backwards, and he's nearly been dispossessed by Aluko, but he can just stab the ball forward, only as far as ball for Ipswich, who will play it to his left here to Edmondson, and relaxes the game, and goes out to the left-hand side here to Humphreys. And again, Maidstone got everyone behind the ball, as it's now with Jeremy Sarmiento, midway side the Maidstone half, driving inside onto his right foot, playing the ball to his right to Taylor, on once more to Hutchinson. It's a bit of a short pass, but he will get there ahead of Cipriano. It's now with Dominic Ball. Morsey to Anzami on the edge of the centre circle in the Maidstone half. Looking for his options, and he goes out to the right here to Ball. Touch forward, he's got time for a cross, but he's not going to take that opportunity. He'll lay it off to Hutchinson instead, who turns away from Cipriano. And then back onto his left foot, one-on-one with the left wing back. And he goes back here into Tuanzebe, 25 yards from goal. Far side here's Ball. Really not forcing the cross. Ipswich is number 12. He's had plenty of opportunities to cross the ball first and start the second half, but the majority of the time he's just kept the ball moving with some short passes. It's Edmondson. Midway inside the Maidstone half. It's number 5, Sam Morsey. Aluko, ball forward, dispossessed. Cleared by Fowler for Maidstone beyond the halfway line. It'll be Dooku to chase it, but Tuanzebe gets there first. And he'll go back to the goalkeeper, Walton. And it'll be back in Ipswich possession once again. As they work it out to the far side here to Ball. Crossing the halfway line, driving forward. He's got Sam Corn coming across to close him down, but he finds Aluko, who's been worked out wide by Appiah. It's now back with Aluko after completing a 1-2 Hutchinson. Aluko again. The backing off here. Maidstone. Is Aluko, goes inside. Finds Edmondson across the pitch. And he goes on once more to this near side to Humphreys. In the shade here at Portman Road. Morsey gets away from Berkeley Agyapong. Can he work a pass out wide? He will find Sarmiento in the final third. 1-on-1 here with Liam Sol, the assist maker for the goal. Sarmiento crosses low, cleared as far as Edmondson, so Ipswich will continue the attack. Fires out to the right-hand side here to Ball, who gets away from one Maidstone player, and he shoots off his own player. And that'll be a goal kick. Comes off Sonny Aluko, the very experienced Nigerian winger, who came through at Birmingham. He spent 6 months in China in 2019, Sonny Aluko, before returning to the English game. He's got the 1 goal so far this season, came in the first round of the League Cup against Bristol Rovers. As Dominic Ball had the space to shoot there with his weaker left foot, and he hit it straight off the face of Sonny Aluko. That will be a goal kick. Yeah, a bit of a painful one for the Nigerian, who's just having to wipe his nose ever so slightly, because that would have hurt a little bit. Sonny Aluko. So it'll be a goal kick for Lucas Covolan to take. The Brazilian goalkeeper, former under-20 international, Brazilian from Brazil. As the header comes off the head of Tuanzebe, then Berkeley Agyapong, and Reynolds will chase it out wide left, but he'll be beaten to it by Hutchinson, who will turn him and will drive forward now with the ball into the Maidstone half. Finds Aluko, closed down quickly by Appiah, and he keeps it away from him with a nice little flick, and then the ball is loose, but it'll be kept by Morsey, but then tackled strongly by Korn, dealt with by Tuanzebe, but it's a short ball out wide. Dooku, tackled by Tuanzebe, but the loose ball drops to Korn. Chance here for Maidstone, taking his time with the pass, not wanting to rush it. It's now out wide left here for Reynolds. Goes on the outside of Ball. Lifts it into the area. Headed away by Humphreys. Still in the area. Comes off. Comes off Bone in the end. And it just loops into the hands of Walton. Easy save for the goalkeeper. But that is a big chance for Maidstone, really. I don't know if you can count that as a shot, because I think it was cleared by Sarmiento and then just deflected off Bone towards goal. I don't think it was an actual shot there by the centre-half. As a big switch out to the right-hand side has been dealt with there by Cipriano. Needed to get there, because if it fell through to Hutchinson, then he was in behind on the right wing for Ipswich. Throwing goes back here to Twanzebe. Sorry, I've not started the timer. I do apologise. I'll get that going now. Still with Ipswich, midway inside the Maidstone half. It's out to the left into Edmondson. Furthest left here is Humphrey. He's got everything to his right for Ipswich. Pulls it back here for Edmondson on the edge of the box. Once more, Taylor onto his left foot in the box. He will strike it and it deflects away to Berkeley Agyapong, who feeds it out to the left-hand side here to Lamar Reynolds. Into the Ipswich half. 1-on-1 with Twanzebe. Holds the ball up. Lays it off to Corn, who dinks it out wide left there towards Cipriano, but it's just slightly overhit there and out for a throw-in. Not his best pass there by Sam Corn, who has looked very calm and composed in that midfield for Maidstone. And researching him and actually reading his biography they've got on the Maidstone website for Sam Corn, he has had EFL interest before from teams in the top 4 divisions of English football, but obviously nothing's just quite materialised for him. And you can see why he's had that interest. You can see that he has got that ability, that calmness in the midfield. Obviously that pass didn't quite come off, but you know, it's a very difficult position to play in a game like this, midfield. You've got to be switched on all the way through. Maidstone throwing. Down the line by the captain Hoyt. Headed into the sky by Dooku. Headed backwards there by Corn. It will fall through to Broadhead up front for Ipswich. He's got Hutchinson to his right. Tries to play it through and in behind. It's just slightly overhit and it'll be Coverland to get there first. Just outside of his 6-yard box. Hutchinson was bearing down on goal, but the weight of the pass was just slightly too heavy. And Coverland came out confidently and collected the ball. But yeah, the average away attendance for Maidstone this season when playing in the National League South has been 1,309. And they're now playing in front of about 29,000. So quite the difference from what they used to on a usual Saturday match day. And it is a Maidstone throw in here on this near side. Deep in the Ipswich half. It will be taken by the captain, Gavin Hoyt, whose last goal came in December 2021. So, not usually a goal scorer, the defender, who throws it here into Sol. Finds Corn, ball forward over the top towards Berkeley Agyapong. Not dealt with convincingly by Taylor, but he will drop to Edmondson, who goes forward for Hutchinson. Can't quite turn away from Bone. So now Cipriano gets his body in between the ball and the player, and he works out to the left here to Reynolds. In the final third. Goes backwards here to Appiah. Down to the halfway line to Fowler. Left-footed ball, high, over the top. No one chasing it for Maidstone. All the way through to the goalkeeper of Walton, who rolls out quickly to the left centre half of George Edmondson. Forward to the halfway line, Taylor. It's now Sarmiento, who got that 89th minute equaliser on Monday away at the King Power. Off the bench. It starts today. Morsey, forward for Broadhead. To the right to Aluko. On once more to the right back ball. Into the final third. Will he eventually cross it? Again, he doesn't want to cross the ball. Aluko. Into the box for Taylor. Can't find Hutchinson. Poked away now to Lamar Reynolds again, who's taken up this left wing position. Tries to go around the outside of Morsey. Keeps it away from the Egyptian midfielder at the moment. Still with Reynolds, who kicks it off the midfielder. Deflects back to him. Eventually works it to Bone. It goes back here to Appiah. Then once more to the goalkeeper, Coverland. He'll clear it first time in his 18-yard box. Down the left-hand side, but again, no one there to chase it for Maidstone. It'll be a Ipswich throw-in on that far side. In their own half. So Axel Twanzebe bringing it out from the back. You know, Axel Twanzebe is once playing against the likes of Mbappe and PSG in the Champions League and played pretty well. And now he's playing against Maidstone and Lamar Reynolds, and he couldn't quite keep them out, which is a crazy comparison. And that's not me putting the blame on Twanzebe, by the way, for the goal. It's just the fact that he has previously played against PSG and Mbappe away from home. And now he's at home to Maidstone and they've conceded a goal. 10 minutes in the second half. Again, no real big chances for Ipswich of note. There's a Luke on the edge of the box brought down. Not seen as a foul by the referee. Brought away here by Appiah, the centre half, who pokes it through towards Dooku. Needs to go in behind. Couldn't find him. Cut out by Twanzebe. Now Jack Taylor. Out to the left is Sarmiento in the box. onto his right foot, strikes it towards the near post. And that is the equaliser for Ipswich Town. Just said that they hadn't been creating too much at the start of this second half. But eventually, the Maidstone defence has been broken by Jeremy Sarmiento, who scored in Ipswich's last game against Leicester. And he's now got another equaliser to make it 1-1, this time against Maidstone in the 4th round of the FA Cup. It was well won back by Tuanzebe. It was a bad ball given away by Appiah. And then Taylor fizzed it through to Sarmiento in the box on the left-hand side. Cut onto that right foot. Disguised the shot. Looked like he was aiming towards the far corner, but he wrapped it inside towards this near post through the legs of the captain Hoyt. Beat Coverland at the near post. And 11 minutes into this second half, it is now Ipswich Town 1, Maidstone United 1. The Ecuadorian with the goal. Slight deflection off Hoyt, but don't think it would have made a difference either way. I think that was going to hit the back of the net, deflection or not. And it is all square here at Portman Road. 1-1. And to make matters even worse for Maidstone, Ipswich are going to make some changes. And they're going to bring on some first-teamers. So even more quality being brought on here for Ipswich Town. This is exactly what Maidstone didn't want, but they're going to have to face up to it now. So I think they've made 3 changes. Or 2. 2 or 3, I think. I'll have to just wait and see here a moment. See who the changes were. It's from the kick-off. Hutchinson plays down the line for one of the substitutes. That's Connor Chaplin, the number 10. 9 goals so far this season in the Championship. He is Ipswich's top goal scorer in the league. Edmondson, ball out to the left to the other substitute, Leif Davis. Good touch in front of him, brought down on the edge of the area. And that'll be a free kick, given away by Gavin Hoyt. For Maidstone, straight off the bench, winning the free kick in a dangerous position there, Leif Davis. So I do believe the 2 substitutes that have been made, I think there's 3 substitutes that have been made. So Dominic Ball, the right back's come off for Harry Clark, that's a straight swap. Cameron Humphreys, the left back, has come off for Leif Davis. So 2 changes at full back for Ipswich. And then Connor Chaplin has come on for Sonny Aluko. So there's the 3 changes. Ball, Humphreys and Aluko off for Clark, Davis and Chaplin. So 3 changes for Ipswich as soon as they score the equaliser. So they've brought on even more quality for Maidstone to have to try and deal with here. So we're waiting for this free kick to be taken. As Maidstone are going to make a change of their own here. I think it's going to be Liam Soul, the assist maker of the goal. He's going to be replaced by centre-back Reece Greenidge. 6'6", 27 years of age, formerly with Bolton. That's from this free kick, just outside the area on the left-hand side. It's going to be crossed in here by the assist king of Davis. Goes low, and then a shot towards goal by Chaplin. Just went behind him on his left foot, so had to try and just manoeuvre his body to kick the ball towards goal, and he just curled it wide in the end. Unfortunate there for Connor Chaplin, who's just come off the bench, the number 10. He's got 43 goals in his previous 106 games. Connor Chaplin under Kieran McKenna. As Liam Soul embracing there with the manager, George Elakobi. As he has been replaced by centre-back Reece Greenidge. That's from the goal kick, flicked on by Dooku. Loose ball, volleyed forward by Morsey. Header lost there by Appiah. Cleared forward there in the end for Maidstone. Up towards Reynolds as the loose ball eventually drops here for Edmondson. So Morsey in the midfield turns away from Bone. That's a great turn from Morsey. And there's options out wide right, and he'll feed it here to Harry Clark. Just goes behind him, but he can keep the ball moving here for Ipswich. Dribbling with it, deep into the Maidstone half. Goes inside to Chaplin. Cut out by Bone. And Bone goes back to Cipriano, whose clearance deflects off Clark towards the corner flag. Cipriano can volley away. All as far as Ipswich throwing. Sorry about the noise, it will go. Do apologise. Throwing to Chaplin. Clark. Back to Chaplin again. Squares it. Cleared by Corn. Up to the halfway line where it's been controlled by Edmondson. And he goes across to Morsey. Sarmiento. It's now with Morsey. Do apologise for that noise. Oh, and the ball out wide towards Clark there. Can't be kept in. Loose pass there by Sam Morsey. But remember, if this is all level, it does go to a replay. They've got half an hour left. Broken down by Jeremy Sarmiento about 4 minutes ago. But they've still got something to hold on to, Maidstone. As the throw-in goes long by Greeny as the substitute. Headed on backwards by Hutchinson to Barclay Agyapong. It's now Reynolds on the left. Through to Barclay Agyapong in the area. Will he let fly? He takes on one player and then overruns in, and it's out for a goal kick. So close there for Barclay Agyapong, who's only making his 5th Maidstone appearance. He actually won the penalty himself there against Stevenage in the 3rd round. But he just overran it there. He's entered the box. Tried to take on one too many players. And it's now with Ipswich on the halfway line. On the right-hand side with Clark. Lifted ball over the top down the right-hand side. Flag stays down. Hutchinson will just about get there before it goes out of play. 1-on-1 with Cipriano. Hutchinson dribbling away from the wing-back. And a squared ball in by Morsey. It's found Sarmiento, who can't quite connect with it well. Scuffs it wide of the right post. And again, Maidstone with a goal kick and they survive again. In fairness, Maidstone, they also rested for this game. In the week where they played Braintree at home on Tuesday. They've made 5 changes from that starting 11. The majority of the changes were made in the midfield and attacking area. As it looks like Maidstone are going to make their 2nd change, and it's going to be the winner of the 2nd round. It's going to be Bivesh Gurung, who was Maidstone born. Was at Maidstone's academy before leaving for Crystal Palace, then spent 2 years in Norway and Sweden before returning back to Maidstone. And he will replace number 7, Jacob Barclay Agyapong, who's been a workhorse in that midfield, and they're just going to freshen up the legs there with Bivesh Gurung, who got the winner in the 2nd round against Barrow. It was an absolute wonder strike, top left corner, edge of the area, and if you can try and replicate something like that again, that would be something quite special, as the ball's been headed in behind there towards Dooku, but it's Edmondson to get there first, and prods it back to his goalkeeper, Walton. It's now to the right-back, Clark. Inside to Morsey. It's now with Taylor. Still inside the Ipswich half. He goes forward. It deflects off Gurung. But then it's won back by Taylor. And he charges forward away from Bone. Tackled, though, in the end. But the play carries on as the tackle drops to Sarmiento. Broadhead. Morsey. Maidstone have got everyone bar Dooku behind the ball at the moment. Broadhead into the space for Davis, getting forward from left back, lifts the ball far post, it's got too much height on it, straight through for a throw-in on the opposite side, right next to the corner flag. Just overhit that one there, Leif Davis, formerly of Leeds United, joined for around £1 million last season, where obviously had a fantastic season at left back, assisting plenty of times in their League One promotion season. Throwing down the line. Hooked away by Clark. Headed away by Greenidge. All as far as Taylor, who's allowed to chest it down in the Maidstone half. Play it forward to Chaplin. Works it to Sarmiento in the box, who tries the shot. Can't quite catch it properly because Fowler was putting him off, and the ball goes straight through for the goalkeeper, Kovlan. Still just the 1-1. The replay is still possible at the moment for Maidstone United. Morsey lifts it forward to the halfway line. Header won by Fowler. Helped forward by Cipriano. Looking for Reynolds. Headed away by Clark. Always finds Cipriano, who loses out to Morsey. Drops in the end here for Hutchinson on the far side. Goes beyond the halfway line here. Charging forward the Ipswich number 20. Onto his left foot and plays it back here into Clark. Then inside to Morsey. Bit of time on the ball here. Goes back out wide here to Chaplin, who will drive forward here. Plays it through towards Sarmiento. It's a great interception by Greenidge, the number 4, who tackles Chaplin not once but twice. And then plays it through towards Dooku, just slightly overhit. Dooku wanted it more down the left channel. It went more inside towards the centre of the field. And it couldn't quite be brought down by the Dutch striker. 31 years of age. Spent the last 6 months in Gibraltar, as the ball's been given away by Sarmiento on halfway. Corn's through. Corn is through. He's been played in the box. Corn to give them the lead again. And Maidstone have made it 2-1. Sam Corn has scored in the last 3 FA Cup games against Barrow of League 2, Stevenage of League 1, and now Ipswich of the Championship. They've retaken the lead for a second time at Portman Road. They have capitalised on an Ipswich error. Like Ipswich's equaliser, they capitalised on a Maidstone mistake in the midfield, giving the ball away. And you just don't expect this from Ipswich. Sarmiento in the midfield just took too long to release it, and then when he did, the option was taken away from him. Reynolds picked it up, played the ball inside through to Corn, who had a bit Edmondson on his back, but that didn't stop him from getting a shot away in the area beyond Walton. And Maidstone have had 2 shots on goal, and they've both hit the back of the net. Sam Corn, what a Maidstone legend he is. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't even be in this part of the competition. On his left foot, into the near post, beyond the goalkeeper, who got a slight fingertip to it, but could not keep the ball out. And it's Ipswich 1, Maidstone 2. What a goal that is, once again. To have the composure to win the ball from a mistake and not panic. And they worked it well down the left-hand side through Lamar Reynolds, who, again, like I say, was just calm enough to look up, find that Corn was making the run through the middle, found him, and then for Corn to burst into the area, find a bit of space to get the shot off and score. That's a brilliant goal. And it's 2-1 to Maidstone. But it is Ipswich on the edge of the area. Morsey crosses in. He goes all the way through to the far post here to Davis. Squares it. Shot towards goal. It's blocked by Fowler. And cleared for Maidstone. It was actually Bone with the block, sorry. And what a shock this is. It was a shock for them to go 1-0 up. Never mind to get it back to 2-1. They've regained their 1-goal lead. Hutchinson on the right, inside to Chaplin, edge of the area. He's got Greenidge closing him down, but he plays it back to Morsey. It's now Chaplin again. He's got the overlap of Clark, doesn't use him. Chaplin, low ball through, cleared by Fowler, away from Broadhead. And I cannot quite believe what I am seeing here. It is Ipswich 1, Maidstone 2. Sam Corn now scored in the last 3 games in the FA Cup against Barrow in the first round, Stevenage in the Barrow in the second round, Stevenage in the third, and now Ipswich in the fourth. Slight pull on the shirt of Sarmiento as he gave the ball away from Fowler, but that doesn't excuse the pass. The pull of the shirt didn't make him give it away the way he did. Just been a bit aggressive there, Fowler. Bit of a tug of the shirt, but maybe on another day, another referee that's given us a foul, as Ipswich are forced to make another change. Amari Hutchinson, the number 20, has come off for number 7, Wes Burns. And they're going to make another change. They're going to bring on young 18-year-old striker, Gerard Buabo. I'm not quite sure who he is replacing, the striker. He has replaced Sarmiento, who gave the ball away for that Maidstone second goal. Axel Tuanzebe. Out to the right here to Clark. It's now down the line for Burns. Towards the byline, he doesn't have the space for a cross, but it will be a corner. Last touch comes off the Maidstone substitute off the bench, Reece Greenidge, who spent December of last year to the end of the season out with an injury. So he didn't play many times last season, but he has returned this campaign. And he did play the full 90 minutes at Stevenage, but dropped to the bench for this one. But he's back on. There's the goalkeeper here, Lucas Kovalan. Goes down here, and he's back on his feet. Kovalan isn't happy with somebody. I'm not sure who. Kovalan just goes down under a challenge there from the youngster Gerard Buabo. But he's back to his feet. We're going to get this corner into the near post. Free shot for Burns. It deflects, and it's eventually cleared by Lamar Reynolds, who's got a goal and an assist today from that almost left wing position he's been playing. But his clearance can't find Dooku. Morsey on the halfway line. Hesitates on the ball and eventually works it to the left centre-back of Tuanzebe. 20 minutes of the 90 left to play, and it is Maidstone with the lead again. After being pegged back through Jeremy Sarmiento. He was the one who gave it away for the equaliser. Leif Davis from left-back in the final third. Again, they're not wanting to cross it, and I understand why they don't want to put crosses in the box, because Maidstone have just got 3 huge centre-backs in the box. But they've got to try something new as they've given it away here. Taylor for Bone, who can't release it quick enough, but the loose ball will drop here to Gurung, who completes a 1-2 with Reynolds. Gurung goes over the challenge there of Buabo, And that'll be a free kick for Maidstone. Well won there by Bivesh Gurung. Excuse me. Does have a Nepalese parents, Bivesh Gurung. But he was born in Maidstone, which makes this story ever more special for the number 18 midfielder. As the ball's gone long down the Ipswich right, which can be dealt with by the right back Harry Clark, heading it towards his goalkeeper, away from Lamar Reynolds. Hello, Jack. Hope everyone is enjoying this live commentary. I can't believe what I'm quite seeing at the moment, in all honesty. I was hoping for an upset, but I didn't think it'd come to fruition as Broadhead enters the box from a pass from Davis. Can't turn away, though, from the Maidstone defender, but it does drop in the end to Morsey. It's now Connor Chaplin out to the right here to the new substitute, Wes Burns, whose first cross is deflected away to Clark, who will shoot towards goal, and it's really well handled there by Lucas Coverland, because if he'd let go of that, or if he'd parried that, that could have gone to anyone, especially in an Ipswich shirt. Did just drop there for Harry Clark, who was able to get the shot on, but straight at Coverland, who, like I said, did really well just to keep a hold of that. Number 2, Harry Clark, the right back, only scored once so far this season. That came in the Championship in a 4-3 win against Blackburn Rovers back in September. As the goal kick eventually drops out to the Ipswich right here to Wes Burns. He's got 2 goals in 6 Ipswich FA Cup games. As here he is on the ball, driving forward. Try to take on Cipriano, and he does do that beautifully. Enters the box. Wes Burns lifts a ball to the edge of the area. It's got so much height on it. I don't quite know what he's gone for there, Wes Burns. But he does drop here for Edmondson. He goes back into his own half to keep the ball to Anzabi. And Dooku stayed down here. He put a slide tackle here. Yeah, Dooku put a slide tackle on Edmondson. And he stayed down here at the moment, holding his shoulder. Let's have a look. So he put the slide tackle in here at Dooku, and he felt something in his right shoulder. Let's have a look as he slid. Yeah, just a bit of a slight awkward landing on his right shoulder as he put the tackle in there. Manny Dooku, only making his second Maidstone appearance after joining this week. And we're going to have a slight pause with 17 minutes to play. We're back underway. Ipswich back in the ball. Everyone in an outfield shirt has in the Maidstone half, as it's on the far side here with Wes Burns in the final third. 1-on-1 with Cipriano. Can he work across this time? He'll keep it simple. He'll go back here into the right back Clark. Then forward through to Burns. What a defence splitting past that is. Burns with the shot. Oh, it's wide. What an opportunity for the substitute Wes Burns, who with a simple 1-2 have absolutely cut apart the Maidstone defence. Beautiful ball by Clark. And then Burns on the angle. You just expect that to fire into the far corner, but he's hit it wide. He's gone for power, and he's left the accuracy behind. He's got to be scoring that, Burns, but he's put it wide of the post. That is a big let-off for Maidstone, who was just cut apart, like I say, with a simple 1-2. As we're going to get 2 more changes here for Maidstone. One of them is going to be the number 19 midfielder, Perry Iandolo. And the main star of the game, who just looks like he's played all the minutes he possibly can, Lamar Reynolds, will be replaced here. Scored the first goal, assisted the second. And the other substitute will be, I think it is Riley Court. Yeah, it is. Number 13, Riley Court. He has replaced Sam Bone. So just freshening up the legs here. George Elakobi, the Maidstone manager. As we're back underway. Headed backwards by Edmondson to his goalkeeper, Walton. This team came from the 6th League. Yep, 6th tier of English football. They are in the National League South. They are 4th in that league after 29 games, 13 wins, 8 draws, 47 points at the moment. And they did lose their top goal scorer, Imanchi, in December for Bromley of the National League. He'd got 13 for them in the National League South, and he also got some goals for them in the FA Cup, but they're obviously doing okay without him at the moment. As on the halfway line, it is with the right back, Harry Clark. As we are 15 minutes away plus added on time from one of the biggest upsets in FA Cup history. As Maidstone in their 4th round FA Cup debut are leading away at 2nd place in the Championship. Ipswich. Ball through in behind again. It's another defence splitting pass. The goalkeeper's come for it. He doesn't get there in the square. Ball's cleared by Appiah. And it goes for a throw in right next to the corner flag on the far side. And with 15 minutes to play. It remains 2-1. Another great ball in behind, but Appiah, on loan from Leicester, doing the defensive work to a T. It's now with Morsey, midway side the Maidstone half. He works it back out to the right-hand side here to Chaplin. Forward here for the right-back Clark, who's driving inside and plays it across to Morsey. Now back out to Clark again, who takes a touch around court and will lift the cross in. It's a high one. It's gone all the way through towards the far post, where it's Edmondson, who's tackled there. Is it a late one? It's a dive given. George Edmondson. George Edmondson at the far post is breaking through. Ooh, Gavin Hoyt isn't happy. And Edmondson's been booked for a dive. He got there with the ball, tried to take a touch forward into the box. And Dooku, the striker, put a tackle on him. George Edmondson isn't that aggrieved by the decision. Oh, I don't know, you know. Let's have a look. There's the angle. So Dooku swings at the ball. It's a striker's challenge. I say it all the time, but it is. No, not for me. It just misses the contact there. He's lucky, Manny Dooku, the striker for Maidstone, because another day he catches Edmondson there. But yeah, I think he just avoids contact. So probably just the right decision there to give a yellow card for a dive. But it is straight back with Ipswich with the number 4, George Edmondson. It's on the halfway line with number 14, Jack Taylor. Irish. Never made an appearance for the senior team for Ireland. Did make the bench once in November 2021, Jack Taylor, who had a great season last year, scoring 10 in all competitions with Peterborough. Before that heartbreaking playoff semi-final defeat to Sheffield Wednesday, where they were 4-0 up in the first leg and they gave it away at Hillsborough. Morsey, 25 yards from goal. Left-footed pass to Taylor. On his right foot, he wants to shoot. His first shot's blocked. It falls back to him. He lays it off for Morsey. Sends it out to the left here to Leif Davis. Time is on the screen. We play 45 minutes and a half. I've just said it a few minutes ago. It's now 77.5 minutes in. So 12.5 minutes to play. There's Dooku from Maidstone. Volleys it out to the left-hand side. That's got airtime, that. Headed forward by Court. Can't be recollected by Dooku. And it's Taylor back to Tuanzebe. And as every second passes, Maidstone are getting ever so close to the 5th round of the FA Cup. The lowest ranked team left in the competition. Morsey. Taylor, first time layoff here for Chaplin. Out to the left to Leif Davis. He's got everything to his right. Chaplin does eventually overlap. Davis crosses. Header away though in the end for Maidstone and volleyed on the edge of the box by Court. Straight to the centre circle where the goalkeeper for Ipswich, Walton's come out for it. And lays it off to the right here to Tuanzebe. Wes Burns, the number 7, running at Cipriano. Crosses low. Chaplin touches. And a second time. His third touch was the shot, which goes towards the bottom right corner, but it's easily saved down low left for Lucas Covolan. Not a bad low ball there by Burns, finding Connor Chaplin, who by his third touch was able to have the shot off. But again, just too close to the goalkeeper Covolan. And it remains 2-1 to Maidstone, who've had 2 shots this game, and they've both gone in the back of the net with just 20% of the possession. Covolan booting it forward. It's a header down by Tuanzebe straight into the path of right-back Clark, as Ipswich have had 28 shots themselves. Just the 1 goal. Good ball down the line here for Wes Burns, who will get there ahead of Cipriano in the final third. Enters the box in the corner of the area, outside of the boot, cross towards the far post, where it's been met there by Gavin Hoyt. And it's now Grung for Maidstone towards the corner flag on the near side, trying to clear the ball if possible. He does, keeps it in. But he can't be kept alive here by Ian Darlow for Maidstone. And then Morsey plays it through to the box. It squares through. Cipriano meets it. And Corn on the penalty spot can clear it. Nearly. Gerard Buabo for Ipswich, the young 18-year-old making his 3rd appearance this season for the first team. Nearly had the opportunity to create something. As Ipswich will give it away there on the far right-hand side to Cipriano, the wing-back. Goes to his goalkeeper, Covolan, who will clear it first time. It's a slicer with his weaker left foot. Straight out for a throw-in here for Ipswich. And those 4,000 Maidstone supporters watching anxiously, as they are so close to the 5th round. 10 minutes now left to play. 25 yards from goal again is Morsey. Works it to his right to Clark. On an angle. Plays it forward here to Chaplin. Ball leaves the box as it finds Burns. Clark. Chaplin. Edge of the area. Squares it. Morsey will shoot. It's blocked well by Greenidge. And cleared here up towards Dooku, who will chase it. But Twanzebe on the halfway line will get there first. He's been forced back towards Walton, and he has to chase that one down into the 18-yard box. Just went behind the Ipswich goalkeeper. But Maidstone, by the way, haven't won any of their last 3 games. So they're not going into this in great form, really. As it is, Ipswich with a free kick. Taken quickly to Morsey in the centre circle. And then working it back out to the right-hand side here to Clark, who was brought off the bench at 1-1. And since then, they've gone behind. Born in Ipswich, the right-back. Despite coming through it, Arsenal. Davis, low ball to the edge of the box. Good ball. Broadhead shoots. Blocked. Back out to the left-hand side where Davis jumps for it. And we'll see the ball out for a corner. On this near side. Yeah, this is on BBC in England if you want to watch, but I'm more than happy if you stay and listen to the live commentary, which I thoroughly enjoyed because we have got the game that I was dreaming of last night. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not biased or anything, but like just the story this could create if Maidstone do actually go on and win would be absolutely unbelievable. Davis, low one from the corner, alive in the box. It's cleared in the end as Chaplin's ball forward was blocked. And it goes all the way through to Walton in goal for Ipswich. To the halfway line here to Twanzebe. Morsey. Edmondson. You know, Ipswich have brought on all their first teamers that usually start week in, week out. They've got nothing left on the bench. Switch out towards Burns by Taylor. It's just slightly overhit there. And that'll be a throw for Maidstone in the left-back position. Just overhitting the ball there, Jack Taylor. And the Wes Burns didn't have the pace to keep it in. The Welsh winger, born in Cardiff. Played 3 times for Wales last year in 2023. Wes Burns. The throw-in, taken by 6'6" Greenidge. Towards Dooku, headed one by Clark. Stays in. And it drops towards Chaplin, who's kicked in the chest there accidentally by Dooku, but that's still a free kick. No malicious intent by it, but his boot was a bit high there, Dooku. He was going for the ball, but eventually kicked Chaplin, who got in front of the ball ahead of Dooku's foot. So on this far side, it'll be a Leif Davis left-footed in swinging cross into the area. This will be a dangerous ball for Ipswich, where it could cause a goal. It could lead to one that they desperately need, because this will be one of the biggest FA Cup embarrassments in the history of the competition. Davis crosses. It's towards the near post. It's helped on by a Maidstone player, and it goes behind for a corner. Sam Corn tried to head it forward, but instead headed it backwards towards his own goal. And even if it was on target, that header, I think Coverland had covered it just in case, but he couldn't avoid the corner. Corner for Ipswich. 6.5 minutes to play. In it goes. Free header for Chaplin off the bar. Needs to be cleared. Still alive. Can they clear it? I don't even know where the ball is. It's in the hands of Lucas Coverland. And that was some mess in the box, but they've come out with the ball. That is that's a glorious opportunity for Connor Chaplin, who from around 6 yards out with a free header from the cross, hits the crossbar. He got away from his man there, Chaplin. It didn't even come off his head. It came off his shoulder. Is that a save from Coverland? I don't think it's hit the bar. I think he saved it. Oh, what a save that is from the goalkeeper. And then it was an absolute mess in the 6-yard box. There was bodies everywhere. And eventually Coverland, the goalkeeper, jumped onto it and kept it out. But Chaplin didn't head it. It came off his arm, it looked like, off his shoulder or his arm. And it was saved by Coverland onto the crossbar. And then that whole melee happened in the 6-yard box. And eventually the goalkeeper came out with the ball. But Chaplin, from around 5 or 6 yards out, couldn't direct it in the back of the net after losing his man. I think it was Appiah. So yeah, no goal. It still remains 2-1. As we're just getting a bit of medical time out here for Maidstone, as that whole mess in the box. I think there's bodies flying over on top of everyone. And in the end, Paul Appiah, the loanee, had to just receive some medical treatment there from head of medical Paul Smith for Maidstone. 5 minutes of the 90 to play. It is still Ipswich 1, Maidstone 2. And just to put this into perspective, by the way, Kieran McKenna, he has managed 112 games before this for Ipswich. He's only lost 16. He doesn't lose often. That's well over 100. That's nearly 100 games, where they've not lost under McKenna. So they don't lose often. So this is a serious triumph for Maidstone in that sense. As Harry Clark, ball over the top down the right-hand side. Has he got too much weight on it? He has. Out for a goal kick. And it still remains 2-1. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. This is absolutely incredible. I mentioned this earlier on in the game, but Ipswich have lost 9 of their last 10 fourth-round games. They don't like this round of the competition. And you'd think, lowest ranked team left at home, nothing can go wrong, surely. And it's all going wrong at the moment for Kieran McKenna, who said in his press conference, we are there to be shot at. And most certainly they are being shot at in the worst way possible. 2 sniper rifle shots from Maidstone. They've hit clean into the back of the net. And Coverland from Maidstone will clear it first time. Right on the halfway line. Dooku will try and head it, but it's won by Tuanzebe instead. Controlled nicely by Broadhead. Tackled by Gurung, who goes over the challenge there of Taylor, and he'll win the free kick. More time to be wasted here for Maidstone United, who are playing their 39th game of the season. They are out of the FA Trophy, the non-league, like their own FA Cup. They're beaten in the third round by Barnet. I think they were battered 4-0 away from home by Barnet in the National League, but they're winning here at Ipswich in the Championship. And Coverland takes the free kick forward, headed on by Edmondson. He'll drop hit for Court for Maidstone. His ball out to the right-hand side, just over the head of Dooku, and it's forward by Davis. Cut out by the head of Appiah, headed on by Gurung, back into the Ipswich half. Brought down, and Court plays it over the top. Dooku will chase it again, just over hit, and be Tuanzebe to get there first, and he'll square it in the 18-yard box to his goalkeeper, Christian Walton. It's now with Morsey on the edge of the box. Plays it forward to Jack Taylor. His touch is a little bit heavy, but he can keep it away from Ian Dollo for Maidstone, and he plays it forward there to Buabo. It's now on the right-hand side here. Chaplin bringing it forward. Releases the ball, but then caught late there by Sam Corn. And that'll be a free kick again for Ipswich on the right-hand side. Will they take it quickly? They will take it quickly. It's now with Wes Burns in the final third. Right on that far side. Nearly out of play there with the ball, Wes Burns. Squares it to his left here to Morsey. Now Chaplin dummies it for Wes Burns. Can't take on Cipriano. And it can be cleared now for Maidstone. Heavy touch, given away though to Edmondson, who loses out himself. And it's absolutely slammed away there for Maidstone by Paul Appiah. And there is 2 minutes left of the 90, and it is still Maidstone leading the game. The non-league side from Kent are currently on their way through to the 5th round. They have never reached the 4th round before today. Now they could be reaching heights that they never thought they'd see of the 5th round of the FA Cup. Ipswich lose the ball there to Buabo. And it's now with Ian Dollo, who's tackled fairly from behind there. And then a late one goes in, but it carry on with a ball played out to the right here to Wes Burns. To the left here to Chaplin. Lays off for Morsey, about 30 yards from goal. Maidstone have got plenty of bodies back again. Davis goes for a cross in the box. It's volleyed away by George Fowler. Up towards Dooku up front, who will control it ahead of Edmondson and keeps his body between him and the ball. And he plays it back here towards Hoyt, whose clearance is deflected off Davis, then helped away by Fowler, flicked on by Dooku, but can't find a Maidstone shirt. And it's collected in the Ipswich half by Harry Clark. And they are running out of time, and we're going to find out added on time very shortly. 89th minute. Sam Morsey. We are into the 90th. Morsey into the path of Davis in the final third from left back. Goes back into Morsey, the captain, who will dink across into the far post. Header on by Wes Burns, and it has to be tipped over by Coverland. Great save from the Brazilian goalkeeper. And Wes Burns nearly becoming Ipswich's saviour. Ball in at the far post. He won the header there on Cipriano. And as he won the header towards the top right corner, he's probably hitting the crossbar and post. But the save had to be made because Coverland wasn't to know that that was going to hit the woodwork. He's done really well to stretch and save that, and he's got to be man of the match for me, Lucas Coverland, the goalkeeper. He has been absolutely unbelievable tonight. I say tonight, this afternoon. Obviously it's been an early kick-off, but it'll be a party long into the night if Maidstone can win this one. even though they have got a game on Tuesday in the Kent Cup. Corner goes in, near post, met by Fowler. Caught, can't beat Clark to it, still alive for Ipswich. To the taker of the corner, and that's Leif Davis, who just about keeps it in. Puts a cross in with his left foot. Free on his own is Jack Taylor, who touches it and shoots it towards goal, and it's blocked there by the number 14 of Harry Cipriano. And again, it's another corner. 8 minutes of added on time. That is not what Maidstone wanted to see, but that's what they're going to have to deal with. We've nearly played a minute of the 8 added on by fourth official, Tom Neild. In swinger again, Davis, bit deeper this time. Header won by Dooku. Needed to be won in the 6-yard box for Maidstone. And it's another corner on that far side again. 3 in quick succession here for Ipswich, as they are piling on the pressure. It's going to be Leif Davis again with that left foot. He's provided so many assists this season. They really need one from him now. In it goes. Near post. Header won by Broadhead. But instead of flicking it on, he hit it full on with his head, with his forehead. And straight over the crossbar it went. And with 6.5 minutes left to play, it's still Ipswich 1, Maidstone 2. And Kieran McKenna. I think it gets to a point for me, in games like this, when you've got Ipswich, who has obviously got so much more quality than Maidstone. For me, the responsibility of not bringing home the result has got to go to the players. You know, the manager can set up the team. Any Ipswich player who started, should be more than good enough of putting on a performance to beat Maidstone. Simple as that. But at the end of the day, the manager sets you out and you've got to go and perform. You've got to go and get the result. Kieran McKenna can't do much more from the sidelines. He can tell you what to do, but it's at the end of the day, it's the players who have got to, make sure that this is a comfortable result, and it's been far from that. It's on the halfway line. Buabo, good header out to the right to Chaplin. Feeds it for Burns, who's got Harry Clark holding forward on an overlap. Burns will put the cross in himself towards the box. Taylor with the header, and it's straight at Coverlan. And another chance goes missing for Ipswich. They have now had 34 shots on goal, and they've only managed to find the back of the net once. They equalised in the 56th minute through Jeremy Sarmiento, who 10 minutes later gave the ball away on the halfway line. Maidstone again were able to counter-attack, and Lamar Reynolds, who scored the first goal, assisted the second, played it through to Corn, who burst into the box and shot towards the near post with his left foot. And he found the back of the net, and that gives Maidstone their lead. As on the halfway line, Corn heads out to the right to Hoyt, the captain, who will play it down the line. It's a lifted ball. It'll bounce through towards Edmondson. Dooku straight on him. He's trying to see out for a goal kick here, and he will do. Well, good defending there from George Edmondson, as Ipswich need to get this forward as quickly as possible, as they've got under 5 minutes left to play. To Anzabi, ball forward to the halfway line to Chaplin, lays it off to Morsey in the centre circle, looking out to the Ipswich left here, and he'll find Jack Taylor. He's got Leif Davis beyond him, and he finds him. Here is Davis. Go for an early cross into the box, controlled by Broadhead, header away there by Greenidge, only as far as Taylor, tries to square it, but it comes off Appiah. And now it's Corn on the edge of the box, can't quite clear it. As he's gone to clear it, he's kicked the player instead, and that'll be a free kick for Ipswich. Outside the area on the left-hand side, not quite the angle for a shot, but a superb opportunity for a cross. It's an innocent foul really, because Sam Corn's just trying to kick the ball away, but Buabo, the Ipswich substitute, the 18-year-old, just got there ahead of him. And instead of kicking the ball, he kicked the man. And it'll be a free kick for Ipswich. Everyone's forward bar the goalkeeper, really, for the home side, who are trying to avoid one of the biggest upsets in FA Cup history. They've got 2 on the edge of the box, Morsey and Clark, but everyone else, bar the goalkeeper's in there for Ipswich. Davis puts it in there. It's a dangerous one. It's a header won, I think, by Fowler. For Maidstone, it falls to the right back Clark, who's been forced to go backwards there to the goalkeeper Walton on halfway. Still 2-1 to Maidstone. Clark goes to the goalkeeper Walton, who works it to the left here to Morsey. Passes the halfway line. Just over 3 minutes to play. Morsey forward to Taylor, heavy touch, gives it away. Out to Ian Dollo on the right hand side, whose touch is heavy, and it comes off the hand of Morsey as he played it forward. And that'll be a free kick for Maidstone. What a free kick to win. It fell to Perry, Ian Dollo, the substitute, who just kicked it down the line, and thankfully for him it came off the hand of Morsey, which has been given as a free kick. And George Ella Cogby, who won none of his 19 games in charge in the National League last season when he took over in January as caretaker, is now leading his team to 7 FA Cup wins in a row, which is taking them to the 5th round. Coverland takes the free kick out to the left-hand side. Court loses out to Burns, but headed forward here by Gurung. Can't quite find Dooku. Well, Dooku can't quite find the return to the number 18, Gurung. And it's now back with Ipswich on the edge of the 18-yard box with Tuanzebe. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We are nearing the end of this game, where Ipswich is still behind. Edmondson, big switch out to the right-hand side. He finds Wes Burns, who controls it in the final third. He's 1-on-1 with Cipriano. Tries to get on the outside of him, but he's tackled strongly by Cipriano, and that'll be a throw-in for Ipswich. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe before you go. We've got another commentary coming tomorrow. Newport against Manchester United in the FA Cup. As it's Connor Chaplin, who will clip a ball into the box. Flicked on towards the bottom left corner by Broadhead, but it's saved by Coverland. And we've got 90 seconds left of this game. And Ipswich, who could be losing their 10th game in their last 11 4th round ties in the FA Cup. But this will be the most embarrassing. And this could be the biggest upset we've ever seen. There is 97 teams between these two in the football pyramid. Headed on by Hoyt, can't be controlled there by Ian Dollo. And it's through in the Ipswich half here for Tuanzebe, as they've got just over a minute left to play. Tuanzebe to the right-hand side here, to Clark. It's now Morsey in the centre circle. Exactly 60 seconds to play. Edmondson, Davis now at left-back in the final third. He's 1-on-1 with Hoyt. Doesn't really have the space for a cross at the moment. He plays it to the edge of the box to Morsey. So Edmondson playing out to the right to Clark. Burns isolated with Cipriano. Can he work space for a cross? Burns 1-on-1 with him. He gets beyond him. Byline clips it in. Header towards the goal, and it's saved again by Coverland, and that might be that. 30 seconds left to play. The header forward towards goal lacked pace, and it was an easy save in the end for Lucas Coverland. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, we could see Maidstone knock out Championship Ipswich at Portman Road. He clears it long, deep into the Ipswich half. Dooku will chase it, and he will get there ahead of Edmondson, right on the corner flag. We've played the 8 minutes. Edmondson wins it off him, and the whistle's been blown, and the FA Cup magic has happened once again. Maidstone are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup, beating Championship Ipswich by 1-2. George Olakobe, the Maidstone manager, if he's not already in the history books, he so for sure is now. Those 4,000 travelling Maidstone supporters go absolutely wild. The Maidstone players can't quite believe it. And from taking the lead in the first half through Lamar Reynolds with 2 minutes left of the 45 to play, they were pegged back to 1-1 in the 56th minute. But 10 minutes later, the goal scorer for Ipswich gave the ball away on the halfway line. Lamar Reynolds got the ball on the left-hand side, played it through to Sam Corn, who entered the box on the near post. He got the shot through beyond the goalkeeper. And with 2 shots, Maidstone has scored 2 goals. They have won this game at Portman Road. That is quite something that I never thought I'd see. It's their first ever game in the FA Cup 4th round, and now they'll be experiencing the 5th round for the first time as well. Travelling to Championship Ipswich, and not just winning, but going ahead not once, but then going ahead again for a second time. And they have, honestly, they have really made Ipswich have to just have long-range shots. They just could not break down that Maidstone defence. They were trying their hardest, Ipswich, to not cross the ball in the box, because when they cross it in the box, they've just got huge Maidstone defenders in the way. So they were just trying to keep it on the floor, find the gaps in the defence, but they just couldn't find any. And they were resorting to long-range shots. And in the end, Ipswich, after 38 shots and 79% of the ball, they have been defeated by Maidstone, who had 2 shots, 2 goals, 21% of the ball. And the non-league side from Kent, who were relegated last season from the 5th tier after winning 5 games in 46, bottom of the league. They are now through to the 5th round of the FA Cup after 7 wins in a row, starting in the 2nd round of qualifying, beating Stennington Town, then moving on to Winchester, then to Torquay, then in the 1st round, Cheshire United away from home 2-0. Then the last 2 rounds have been at home to Barrow 2-1, and then League One Stevenage, where Sam Corn won it from the penalty spot, and he's won this one again at Championship Ipswich Town in the 66th minute, regaining the lead for them. He has now scored in the last 3 FA Cup rounds, Sam Corn, against Barrow, Stevenage and Ipswich. And this is one of the greatest ever FA Cup stories you will ever see. It's one of the biggest upsets. There is 97 teams between these two in the football pyramid. And when people talk about the magic of the FA Cup, this is the epitome of that. You do not get this anywhere else. A team in the 6th tier of English football beating a team in the 2nd tier at their own stadium. This is something that I don't think anyone could have predicted. As a commentator, you can't really be lost for words, but at the moment I am finding it difficult to find the right words to describe what on earth I have just witnessed here. The game ends here at Portman Road. Ipswich Town 1, Maidstone United 0. They progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's the furthest they've ever been. They've never reached the 4th round. Now they're in the 5th. And what a result this is. This is Maidstone's first ever game against a team in the top 2. And they've won that game. The last time a team had played a team in the top 2 for the first time was Kidderminster. And they beat Birmingham back in January 1994. 20 years ago. We have not seen a result like this for 20 years. This is something astonishing. To beat Ipswich is one thing, but to do it away from home as well, I think just adds so much more to it. And their captain, before the game, during the press conference in the week, Gavin Hoyt, he said, non-league sides aren't supposed to be here. They aren't, but they are, and they are through to the 5th round. It is something quite spectacular. And let's just hope they can get a big team in the FA Cup 5th round. That would be a dream. Or imagine if they get a beatable team. We'll have to see which lower league teams are left in the 5th round come the end of the weekend. But the lowest ranked team in the competition have won away at Ipswich. They took the lead before half time. They were pegged back, and when you can see that equaliser, I think everyone was almost thinking, oh no, here come the floodgates. The floodgates are now open. But Maidstone defended. For me, Maidstone from the 20th minute onwards defended superbly. The first 20 minutes, they were conceding shots where Ipswich hit the post twice, they hit the bar, they were having dangerous opportunities. From around the 20th minute onwards, Maidstone, yes, they conceded lots of shots at goal, but so many of those shots were just from range, from outside the area, from tight angles, poor headers. That was a defending masterclass, and I mentioned it before, but Maidstone come into this game with no wins in their last 3 in the league. By the way, they're playing teams in the 6th tier, but now they've been able to somehow go away from home to Championship Ipswich and win. Football is a funny game. It's the best. And Maidstone have given us one of the biggest FA Cup upsets in the history of the competition. And, at the end of the day, you just cannot help but just smile at the fact that Ipswich have been knocked out there to Maidstone. That is absolutely unbelievable. This is the most amazing moment at Ipswich Town at home. Yeah, what a win. It's crazy. Fantastic result. What a win. Well-deserved. Superb commentary. Made great energy. Subtle again. Thank you very much. Ipswich have been underperforming recently, but this is shocking. Yeah, 100%. Ipswich going into this game was 1 win from their last 7 in the Championship, but 5 of those have been draws. So they haven't necessarily been losing games, but like you say, they've definitely been, they've been low on form. But at home to Maidstone, who are in the 6th tier, you've got to win. You could lose your last 20 games for me, but Ipswich have got to have the quality to win this game. But they were, outclassed. Their attack could not match the just unbelievable work rate and concentration of the Maidstone defenders. And I think for Ipswich Town, if you're going to be knocked out of the FA Cup, even though it's slightly embarrassing for them, I think it'd be nice for them to see Maidstone go through. Amazing comments, thank you very much. Thanks for making my morning in Michigan. I can't believe I've got someone from Michigan watching. I do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to everyone who has stayed throughout the whole commentary. Before you go, if you could like and subscribe, it's a click of a button, 2 clicks of a button, and it takes you 2 seconds. That'd be more than I'd be very thankful for that. We have got another commentary coming tomorrow where we're hoping for another upset. We've already got one already. We're waiting for another where Newport County of League 2 take on Premier League Manchester United. So make sure you tune in for that one. 4:30 kick-off tomorrow. But that is going to be the end of the commentary here at Portman Road. Hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. But Maidstone have come to Championship Ipswich and have played out of their skin. They took a lead in the 43rd minute through Lamar Reynolds from a counter-attack from a corner that they defended well, got it forward, got in behind, and Lamar Reynolds dinked it over the goalkeeper to give them the lead at half-time. 11 minutes into the second half, there was an equaliser through Jeremy Sarmiento, diverting the ball into the bottom left corner at the near post, breaking down the Maidstone defence. But then, 10 minutes later, out of nowhere, Maidstone somehow regained the lead through their FA Cup hero Sam Corn, who entered the box on the left-hand side, receiving the pass from Lamar Reynolds, who got the first goal, and he got away from Edmondson, left-footed shot, which is his weaker foot, into the bottom left corner, beating the goalkeeper again, and they gave Maidstone the lead. And with a half an hour left to play, they had to defend, and my word, they defended better than you could ever imagine. They made Ipswich revert to having to cross the ball in the box, take shots from afar. They weren't able to get that second goal, get the equaliser, force the replay. Maidstone have made history. They are showing the magic of the FA Cup, and here at Portman Road, it finishes Ipswich Town 1, Maidstone United 2.